Howdy, folks. How's it going? Let me pop out the chat. There we go. Hey, Donovan. I have the queen right here. She wanted to be on my lap instead of on her perch, right? Let's turn the music down a tad. Hello. Yeah, hello, Brandon. Hey, GB. Noah, Sean. Commissioner RJ. Icarus, yeah. Do you have time to discuss some edits that I have to react? They're pretty amazing. I'm not against talking about that, but I don't know. Again, time-wise, I haven't been interested lately, so. But yeah, how are you guys doing? It's Saturday. I thought I'd stream today on YouTube instead of Twitch just to mix things up and show you guys some love. I know some people have some hard time either getting onto Twitch or aren't comfortable with using it or whatnot. That is my live stream home, but I certainly enjoy coming to YouTube for sure at times as well. I might tag in playing a game, but probably not. I was just gonna focus on chatting and discussing specifically the Wanda episode. You know, obviously the episode was out yesterday and my reaction came out last night as well, so hopefully you had a chance to check those out. But it will probably involve spoilers if you have not seen it. 6 a.m. It's 10:30 here. We only speak English here. Sorry. I don't know the Russian language enough alphabet to even pronounce your name. Oh, I only started it like a few minutes ago. I literally only started talking like a minute or so ago. But yeah. Oh, hey, Kelly. Yeah, did not start long ago at all. So you have not missed anything. There has been absolutely nothing we have done. So we're just here hanging out. Yeah, of course I would love a Doctor Strange. I don't expect to see him in WandaVision. I do obviously know there's obviously already a tie-in to the Doctor Strange movie, but yeah. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. No, Kelly, there's others. Brandon and JB for starters, but I'm not, obviously people have been throwing around Mephisto a lot because specifically about Agnes. I'm just speaking strictly from people's comments and references, and I did one dive into Mephisto's character. Yeah, so I can't even begin to say who I would think it is. You guys think that there's more than just Agnes? It sounds like you don't think that. I mean, she clearly is leeching power from others' suffering and pain. She was drawn to what Wanda was experiencing, and then all these other people in town are obviously suffering. I'm sure she's making that worse. She's kind of like a troublemaker. But yeah. It's late in Denmark. Yeah. You hope to see Magneto. That's been some references. Obviously, the number one people expectations of who's going to show up in WandaVision is Reed Richards from Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic. But then obviously we've also heard on the villain side, Mephisto. Yeah, I recently have heard people mention Magneto too. Now, is that because I don't know his character well enough? Are you saying that he is an astrophysics engineer? I wasn't familiar that he was that. I don't remember the background of X-Men characters much. 24 of this month is my birthday. Well, happy birthday. Soon to be birthday. Yes, English. I'm happy either way with what it is. Again, I'd be happy just with Agnes, but you guys are suspecting that there's something greater than even that, like where she harnesses her powers or something. Should have put real time on. Oh, I hope you have fun, Brandon. Lots of birthdays you're celebrating. I believe we might see 5H reunion of Maximoff family, so. Oh, see the reunion of the Maximoff family? Family, you mean more than, oh, because the kids? Or, I mean, we didn't see, so specifically talking about, we did not see Magneto's the father of Scarlet Witch. Is he? I completely forgot that. Well, you have to get past that, Kelly, because it completely changes. Each episode is another decade. And then until they get to modern times, and then there's like a lot of MCU things going on in the episode. So it's, yes, the first two episodes are very sitcom-y, and they certainly still have those feels in the other future episodes, but you pay attention to those small little things and it just ramps up. You get more and more little bits, but yeah, she just said she doesn't know how all of this happened. Yeah, exactly. I think we need to listen to Wanda, that she's like, I don't know how all this happened. Even when she was like being confronted and being honest, she's like you could see her opening up this last episode to Monica a bit and being like, you know, I am controlling aspects of this because I feel like it's a coping mechanism, but there's something more sinister going on because there's a lot of questions she doesn't have the answers to. So there's definitely puppeteer. Now, people are suggesting that Agnes didn't even create it, that she's just there and she's just leeching off of everything that's going on there and she's just causing mischief. But yeah, that there is, like you guys said, like a puppet master even above that, that is controlling the hex or controlling everything going on in there. So. But yeah, we did not see, I mean, for the most part, we did not see Pietro for the whole episode until like the very end, and that he was the one in the after credit scene. It's been Agatha all along. Yeah, I don't remember the song enough. Oh, he's Wanda and Pietro's dad in the comics. Very interesting. Well, I guess we had that tie-in, obviously, in the X-Men. I feel like... Have we only seen two Quicksilvers, two Scarlet Witches? We saw, obviously, a little blip in the X-Men stuff. It's been so... It was very kind of short-lived. Didn't Wolverine go there or something? Hey, Bowman. Please notify me when there is a... Oh, what? Thank you, Felipe. Thank you. Hello to Brazil. Yeah, Kelly, so definitely keep watching. It goes 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and then 2000s. Like, they're getting to modern times, but they're slowly ramps up on stuff coming up that there's like, Easter eggs and references that you see the tie-in later. So it's completely different. The first few episodes are completely different than the rest of the field episodes, for sure. So if you guys are hesitant about WandaVision, some people even recommend like waiting for them all to come out and just binging it. It might be more interesting to folks. There were a handful of folks that got turned off, and it was definitely slower. When I first watched it, I'm like, oh, it was so sitcom-y and slow. But again, they had those little moments that you're like, something's not right, and you're slowly picking up on that, and they give you more and more information. So, hey, Krell. You're here for the Ages of S.H.I.E.L.D. connections. I know, for someone who hasn't done it, I'm sure there's some, but I do not know that. Yeah, I can't wait for episodes 8 and 9. I was hoping, for those who saw my reaction, like I kind of said, like I hyped myself up too much, and I was thinking we were going to get the big reveal in this last episode, and we didn't. So I left a little disappointed, and the episode felt a little slower than the previous two. But bonjour, Z. I struggle with that, but yeah, I'm excited for that. Why was Agatha there in the first place? Well, some people's guess, again, we don't have the answer to that quite. I'm sure we will get that. But my guess is that she wasn't there originally, but that she senses great suffering. And since whoever was the puppeteer or something, either she has connections to the puppeteer, and the puppeteer is kind of like telling her, hey, you could do there, get some power. Or she just sensed, again, like Wanda's a powerful being, and she probably, her magical abilities probably made Agatha able to sense it. She seems just like a dark witch to me. I don't know her character enough, but she looks like, based on the tree and stuff, that she's leeching power, gaining strength from Wanda's great suffering, and then the suffering of the people. You see people who are immobile and stuff. All these people are suffering, and she's getting power off of this. And I think that's where a lot of the characters were referencing. She's hurting, like when I forgot his name. Their neighbor, his coworker. I need to watch 100 Years of Cinema. Yeah, that could be cool. I think Evan Peters is some kind of demon, or is it Mercury? People were referencing the pendant, how he was wearing it and Agatha didn't have it. He could be they could be somebody using his form and manipulating her, or they actually did grab him from the other timeline, and he is being manipulated and controlled. That's definitely a possibility. There is some possession there. Either it's something shape-shifting, or there's a possession in Pietro. That's what I would like to think. I think all the children of the Hex are going to be mutants. Ooh, I didn't think about that. That's actually a good point, Jim, because obviously we saw what happened to Monica. Oh, she was teased but never shown. Okay. Yeah. Technically, X-Men's Quicksilver has had more movies in the MCUs. Yeah, that's very true. When I looked up, they said Evan Peters was like in quite a few of those things. I need to do a rewatch of X-Men. It's been a while. Yeah, so binging might be worth it, or like JB said, like there's enough out that you can watch them and you would be caught up, and it'd be interesting for sure. There's a lot of people that learn English from streams. We were talking about language last night, and people were referencing that they've learned English from movies, TV shows, and live streams. I mean, it is like that, Kelly. They were exactly doing that. They were doing I Love Lucy, then they were doing Bewitched, and then you'll see all the other show episodes will have, they're referencing directly shows from that decade. So it's kind of unique and fun that way. Ralph yeah. Yeah. That's true. She's always talked about Ralph, but we've never met him, right? And listen, I will miss things. I'm not ignoring anyone, so please don't take that personal. I'll generally answer questions if I see things. Norm, yeah. Whatever happened to, yeah, Norm. And then, who's the neighbor? I really like him. I feel like we've seen him enough that maybe they're just because he's his neighbor, we're seeing him more, but I don't know. I'm curious to learn if there's more to these people or if they actually are from this town, you know? Vader, hey, good to see you. Agatha isn't stronger than Wanda. I don't necessarily think that either. I think Wanda definitely seems more powerful, but I think that's not to discount Agatha's abilities. But I'm sure she's gaining greater strength from Wanda's suffering, and Wanda's probably in a... has a lot of things going on right now that she's not completely focused, but... I would love to see Mark Hamill in the Marvel. I would love to see more Mark Hamill. That would be amazing. There are 7 episodes out, yes, and there will be 2 more with 9 total. When Vision dies and the other side of Wester, the Mind Stone remains intact. Yeah. Hey, Blue Ronin. I know, Hassan. The way she laughed at she killed the dog. Yeah, Agatha. She's like, and your little... And that was a reference to, what do you call it? The Wizard of Oz. She's like, and your little dog, too. And she's like, I killed Sparky, too, right? I'm like, ugh. She's, like, playing up, like, I'm a witch. I'm the trouble witch. But yeah, I'd love to see Mark Hamill. I'd love to see... I love to see the Star Wars actors and Marvel characters. I mean, obviously open it up for other people to do it, but yeah. I would like Vision to be alive, yes. And I feel like they're actually leading it up to be that, because they're like, we've been trying to bring him back alive. And obviously with the information, again, people, this is all spoilers for episode 7, by the way, that came out yesterday. So if you're trying to avoid them, the stream's probably not for you. I try to respect that for people, but I am going to be talking about all the episodes that about. It's very brief, Kelly. It is sad, but they don't really show a picture. They don't really show it too much, so it's okay. And yeah, no, it's just a quick reference. It's not like the whole thing is based off of that. Hey, Krell, thank you for the little, I don't know what you call them on YouTube. The picture, it's cute. I was gonna say I would love to see Sam Witwer, yeah, but I thought that was out of the left field, but I guess JB's here, it doesn't... Yeah. I don't watch hockey. If I had to say a team, I would probably say my team that's a local team. I think it's in minor league, the Winterhawks. That's like the only team I can really say. Sorry. Oh, hey, Nox. I mean, I don't know. I have no explanation for how the algorithm works, but I mean, you're welcome to hang out. We're talking about WandaVision. We talk about Star Wars a lot too. That's probably what, if you are a Star Wars fan, it may be the case. Or if you watch reaction videos, that's another common thing. Anyway. Oh, Munsters. It was Agatha all along was Easter egg to Munsters. That's awesome. That's cool. Wait, the beekeeper, they already showed you. The beekeeper was just a reference to, it was a sword agent. Or are you just wondering what happened to him? It was, the beekeeper was just a person in a suit trying to go underneath the thing, and he still turned into a beekeeper. But yeah. I'm catching up in chat. Agatha Harkness has already been more witchy than Wanda has ever been. That's very true. That's what I was trying to say. Like, and you never really hear Scarlet Witch, right? I think people said we never hear Scarlet Witch in the MCU. It's just Wanda. So I think it's kind of cool that they literally are giving so many hints. Her costume was a witch for Halloween. She has a little, her dungeon looked very witchy. She does a lot of things. So yeah. If I fan cast for Reed Richards, I think it would be cool to see Raul. I would rather see him as Ezra, but I think I agree with people saying John Krasinski. I think that would be a really cool Reed Richards. And people are saying like, Sun, the editor, my editor was saying that I lost my train of thought. that this episode was like hinting to like the Office references, and there was like a little bit of, I'm like, I don't know, it feels like a stretch, but maybe they were, who knows. I'm just catching up in your chat. I mean, that's fair. I personally don't like spoilers, but I'm okay with like theories. I don't really like rumors much when it's like not, because rumors could be true and then they could be fake and then you leave disappointed either way. But theories are just something we try to come up and we're like, ooh, this could be cool, right? Yeah, Mandalorian will come out this year. I think we're gonna have they said the Boba Fett show, right? Oh, who is editing the TV broadcast? I mean, Agatha was hinted as being the interviewer. So, yeah, I mean, that's, again, the puppet master could be the one doing all this. I don't know. There's so many thoughts. I mean, yeah, I'm a fan of the Trailblazers, for sure. The big reveal at the end, multi-universe is opened, and peak Jedi Master Luke Skywalker appears to rescue all. Force crushing Anakin. Oh my gosh. Wow, okay, CC, that's quite a... Yeah. I'm looking forward to the Kraken. I don't know that reference. Hello there, Mark. Yeah, who's Major Goodner? Does anyone know that reference? That's what I was wondering. I'm like, I thought that was what they were going to reveal, but then it was an army person. So you think the director's sword is Ultron in disguise? Ooh, that's what some people have been talking about, and that's a really interesting thought. I don't know, man. But they kept saying, like, they're trying to use Vision as a weapon. Meaning, I thought they were trying to make him into Ultron. But people are thinking that he's literally Ultron themselves. She is in the army. It said army on there. I swear I saw army. Unless you're saying it was Amy. That was me just misreading. That really makes my heart, my head go... People are even saying that he could be like a last dying remnant of Hydra. I mean, he seems to fit the part. Maybe he's just a douchebag. Who knows? Mephisto's probably Ralph. I was actually kind of thinking he could do that. Why don't I make a Star Wars discussion here? Because we're just talking about the episode. That doesn't mean it won't turn into that. Please don't spam. But I think he's just standard mean man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's something deeper, sinister. He always just felt like a typical bad guy. So. Depends on how you want WandaVision to end. You may want to start watching the Fox X-Men films. That's true. Yeah. I mean, I've already seen them. I just need to rewatch, so there's definitely some fuzziness there. I watched all the MCU movies, most of them, before this, and I was happy about that. It certainly helped. Hey, David. Agatha is actually an ally and helps Wanda control her powers. Oh. Now, that would be a twist. That would be a twist. Right? That is a good point that they did a mid-credit scene because of the timing of the time of year. Yeah. Good night. I don't know how to pronounce your name, so. The director seems like he's been a family friend for a while. Exactly, Doc. That's why I'm like, it felt kind of, that kind of cuts deeper. Like, he's a family friend, but again, because he had lived for that 5 years while half the population was gone, that can change somebody. Like, people go through trauma and deal with things in different ways. Not saying, and maybe he thinks he's doing something good. Maybe he thinks he needs this weapon because there's a force out there we're not familiar with. He is the director of Sword, so that's not to say he's not a bad guy, but we still don't know the whole story. So I'm still waiting to cast my final judgment on him. Yeah, it's hard to say. What if Major Goodner is the daughter of Talos from Captain Marvel? I'm not familiar with that, but... Yeah. Oh, no, I mean, they showed Agatha was the interviewer. They showed it when they're like, it's been Agatha all along, and then they show her in the different things what she's done, and she was the interviewer. What? Al Pacino? Wait, I know people have mentioned Al Pacino, but yeah. Oh, Harith, I didn't catch that. Yeah, army personnel. That's what I meant. I'm catching up, guys. Sorry. I just misread it then. It's nothing personal. I know you're in the military, but that's just, I saw an A and I just went with it. And Air Force, yeah. I said before, you not watch Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home because they are not on Disney Plus. But I have seen them before, yes. I have seen those two. Yeah, Far From Home is when he's in Paris, right? And then Homecoming was just his intro. They already revealed who Wanda's contact was. Her name was Brashear. Different gender in the comics, but it's a friend of hers from there. He gained superpowers. It's called Blue Marvel. I'm talking about Monica's contact. The engineer. That's who I'm wondering about. Clone Trooper versus Stormtrooper. I mean, what are you trying to compare? Of course I like Clone Troopers. I did see Captain Marvel. It's just been a while. Or, I mean, no, I did rewatch it, but I probably am just not remembering. Every single thing is labeled Mephisto? Where? Yeah, she could be a good witch, but then she killed the dog, so... Everything she's doing is like... It's almost kind of like Loki vibes. Maybe she has some good bones, but she does things that are selfish as well. Right? Hey, Bumble. Yeah, facepalm all you want, JB. Oh, thank you. I got it in Las Vegas. Sparky's Mephisto? Ugh. No. Yeah. Hey, Armani. It seems like fans have better ideas than the main writers of the show. Since day one, 60% of the Marvel fans knew who Agnes was. But the thing is, Armani, the show's not just for people who read comics. And there's a lot of people who don't read the comics. I did not know who she was. The only reason I knew she was Agatha Harkness is strictly because what people wrote in the comics and comments. And those are people who have read the comics. So you have to remember that Marvel is trying to open it up for people to have and experience this stuff without having to read all the comics. Now, they're still doing a fan service to people who are familiar, but they're still allowing people like myself to enjoy this stuff and have an in without having to catch up with all the history of those stories. But yes, I will say, I didn't know exactly who she was, but I definitely knew there was something about her. One, she's a well-known actress, but mostly because she's always there. There's something suspect, but that's the thing. We didn't know what, we didn't know how, but so that's the thing. Like, not everything needs to be super surprise. It's hard for a lot of movies to do that these days. Like, it's probably more rare than it used to be, where we're like, what? This is what happened? Because we've had so many experiences, we can kind of just get a sense. The rover was sword branded, which makes me think they aren't actually Air Force. What? Yeah, I'm curious about her abilities for sure, Aiden. I've been enjoying WandaVision. I agree. I think people will enjoy it. Especially after again, if you just take it off from the first couple episodes, you need to experience the whole thing. They really are doing the same vibe that the movies do. What MCU movies have done. Send in the clones. That's okay. I mean, that's just common sense. Nobody likes spam. When we're all sitting here and imagine we're in a group circle, we're having a conversation, you're like, and you say the same thing over and over again. Nobody likes to see that. It's short enough, Kelly. I'm also do not like animal deaths, but there was enough happening that it wasn't like a core focus. Oh, that is interesting, Roman. Very interesting. You don't think he could be in the Doctor Strange, Al Pacino? Hold on, I got behind on stuff. Is the dog even real? Why are we having this big thought about Sparky the dog? Do we think it's literally just like I think of Hades' minions from Hercules, how they turn into animals or children. Like maybe it literally is just like a little demon, especially since Mephisto apparently is a demon, right? So who's to say we won't start having things like that are just playing the part. Oh, you thought it was cool? Yeah, I did like when Monica's breaking through the barrier, all those lines for sure. I still have a lot of questions about that. Main scroll's name is Talos. Oh! Oh, yeah! Good point. The scroll. Yeah. I just forgot for a moment. Clone Stormtrooper versus Clone Trooper. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, I don't know, Kelly. It's just a rainbow. Oh, that book. That's true. They were focusing on the book. I didn't even think about it. It was not me all along. Will I react to Justice League? I haven't even seen the Justice League original. I've barely seen any DC things. I've slowly been catching up on what's on HBO Max. Some of the movies just feel slower to me. I'm tend to like more uplifting, exciting, fun things. Like the MCU is more like a little more lighthearted in a way. And DC feels like it's definitely more darker undertones, like Batman vibes the whole way. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a half-C sweater. It's just a half-C. I don't even know. I can't explain it. It's just a sweater, and I like it. Hey, Thunder, thanks for the $5. I personally think Sword and Shield are evil and... Whoa! No. Not for the ideals that Hydra believes. Sorry. Not Nazi supporters. Oh yeah, I hate... anyone who's seen Ace Ventura, Pet Detective? I think it was the first movie, maybe the second. And the introduction is when he's walking a tightrope up in the mountains, like he's rock climbing, and he's trying to cross a crevasse or whatever. And he has his little monkey friend, and his monkey's like attached in his little vest onto him. And then he's like going across, and then all of a sudden his Velcro and the little monkey vest starts loosening, and he's like, ah, ah, ah. And Jim Carrey plays Ace Ventura, and he's like, no, he loves animals. And then like the monkey falls off and dies. And I cried as a child every time I saw that. And I'm like, why would you start a movie off that way? The rest of the movie's fine, but that just traumatized me. Anyways, we don't need to go into details about that. I don't think that's a discussion. I don't know enough about them to be able to speak on it. John Wick. Wow, we're just bringing a whole bunch of fandoms into the Westview. Am I the only one that knows Space Rover had a V8? The stuff outside of the Hex has been using least believable part of the show for me. Oh, you're talking about like the type of technology they have doesn't seem believable? That's fair, Gais. That's fair. We might not... There may be a deeper reasoning to the dog. That's very true. He came out of nowhere. They're like, we found this dog! And the dog was in the house, and all of a sudden the dog died. It could have just been a complete manipulative ploy by Agatha. I'm sure. Who knows? Oh, I did love Shazam. I watched Shazam. That's actually probably one of my favorite DC movies. So, yeah. I enjoyed Wonder Woman. It was fun. I even did enjoy the second one. It was fun. Again, I say, like, it's fine. It's not, like, one of my favorites, but... Adam Driver's Reed Richards? I don't know. He's just so, like... It's hard to see him in that kind of role. I have no idea where the kids are. Where are Wanda's children? My pets are good. Yeah, they could be in a closet somewhere. Yeah, I don't suspect. I hope they're not just gone. That's like that's like traumatizing again. Like, poor Wanda. I think that they're just hidden somewhere because they have abilities of their own. I don't know. It was a comedic ripoff cliffhanger. Okay. Oh, a raccoon! Thank you! Okay, thank you. I completely thought it was a monkey. As a raccoon. Oh no! That makes it even more sad because, yeah, he doesn't have, like, his little claws. Oh, that's right. He was going to rescue it in the first place. Okay, thank you for re-traumatizing me. Well, I brought it up, so... yeah, I can't even say who the villain is, WandaVision, because I don't have that background. Hey, Armani, thanks. Is Age of Ultron the worst Avengers movie? Okay, so I originally had agreed, but I actually rewatched it again before I watched WandaVision. It's actually not as bad as I remember. I actually did enjoy it. I did like it. When you're watching a lot of the Marvel movies, like, in quick succession, like I did, it literally feels like they're all so connected that I enjoyed it. The tones of it were a lot more like, there's a lot more sadness in it, I felt like, and there was a lot of pain and a darker undertones that maybe it didn't make it stand out and more, I don't know. Obviously some of the Avenger movies, the other ones had that too, for sure, obviously, but I actually enjoyed Age of Ultron. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Age of Ultron actually is better than Avengers 1 for sure. Avengers 1 is quite slow in comparison, but it's also smaller and they're figuring things out. When I first watched it, it was super exciting. So no, where the red fern grows? Probably not. Jennifer Lawrence has been cast in Marvel Studios Fantastic Four. Interesting. We've heard so many rumors, right? Yeah, Wonder Woman 84, I enjoyed because they did some fun things that were definitely remnant of, like, 80s movies. There were definitely, again, like I said, I had fun watching it. And I had some emotional moments watching it, but there were some cheesy moments too. But it wasn't as terrible as people were saying. I just, again, I didn't read beyond that. I just saw it as what it was. I understand people's issues they had with it though. I'm so behind, so if I missed something, I'm sorry. Hey James, Elizabeth Olsen said that they have a cameo on the level of Luke from Mando at the end of the season. Oh, I mean, I'm sure we're not gonna find out who this astro engineer who we've been hinting at, Monica's friend. I agree. I think it would be cool to see Reed Richards bring in the Fantastic Four. I think it would be cool to see John Krasinski. I keep seeing pictures of that, and I think that would be a really good, like, physicality and personality. I think he could make that work. But honestly, I'd be happy with anything. There's some things we haven't. I feel like Quicksilver, Pietro was completely out of left field. Did not see that coming. Super pleased with it. So. Oh, don't say that, Wine. The kids play an important role there for ritual. Wow. You thought, oh yeah, you were taken back by episode 7. It was a little bit slower from the previous 2 episodes, but... Yeah, that's fair assumption. The worst Avengers movie. I don't know. I agree. I still think Age of Ultron's better than Avengers 1. I feel like the Avengers movies get better as they go. As they should. Is Age of Ultron the second Avengers movie or the third? I can't remember now. Yeah, they get the personalities, but now once you've seen the other stuff and you know them, the movie itself, you're like, okay, I already know them. It's not as exciting. I didn't like Iron Man 2 very much. That felt slow. I liked Age of Ultron better than I thought. I still didn't enjoy Thor 2 as much. I enjoyed Ant-Man more the second time than the first time. Okay, yeah. You think Magneto? Ah! Yeah. That would be so cool to see Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen in there. But I'd be fine with their younger counterparts as well. Hey, Shane. Yes, you can finally talk about... We've been talking about the Wanda stuff. We're talking about theories and about the episodes and... Yeah. Quicksilver still doesn't have a slow motion scene. That was so cool. The Quicksilver slow motion scene from the X-Men movies. What Evan Peters did. I don't know what trailer that is, Charlie. I didn't, Avalon. You can go ahead and repost it. Again, like, I got behind. Exactly, JB. I think that's exactly Age of Ultron's getting better with age because more context is provided by newer content. Exactly. Same thing in Star Wars, how the prequels got more content with the Clone Wars. Some of these things might not stand alone as good as you first think, but then, like, again, rewatching it, I'm like, oh, this actually was good. I actually did enjoy this. Because, again, there were some things I'm like, oh, it's that and that, and I was able to, like, connect things that I didn't previously connect. Oh, thank you. The Kanan mask? I made that. It's literally, it's just kind of decoration right now, but I love Thor Ragnarok. The first 2 Thor movies were definitely slower, but I love Thor Ragnarok because I love Taika Waititi and his humor and that twist. There's a lot of good things they did in that. Yeah, people have been saying that Agatha is not actually a villain. Yeah, there were some interesting theories about that. And I'm not saying, like, she might not be a villain per se, but again, like, Loki, I think she's like Loki vibes. Like, Loki can be good and bad. He's certainly been that. Same with Iron Man 2. Still hate the main villain, but I love that the film's silly because Agent. I do love Agent Coulson. I know. Yeah. Iron Man 3 was your least favorite. Interesting. The Phase 1 films in the Marvel were trying to figure out tone, pacing, and things like that. All enjoyable, just at different levels. That's, yeah, again, very, very fair. Like, They did a lot of things. Like, Iron Man movies were really good. I'm looking right now. And the cool thing, like, Disney Plus has this, in case you guys don't know. They have, like, the only movie Disney Plus doesn't have is Incredible Hulk, which I think Universal still owns the rights of, and then Spider-Man, which Sony owns the rights to. I don't know where you can watch these. Probably get it from Amazon or something. I know. I still like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I'd like to see him come back, even though he seems hesitant. People were saying rumors, I don't know if this is true, how Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds wanted to do a Deadpool Wolverine crossover, but that something didn't work out or something. Maybe contract or that sort of thing, but... Oh, the mask looks legit. I tried, thank you. Yeah, I mean, close up you see more of the imperfections, but like this is the back of it. It's just EVA foam, and then I like glued it here, but then I painted this all. I tried to make it look as much to his thing as possible, but there's no way to attach it because I don't have a connection. But yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I know the Incredible Hulk is Edward Norton, but apparently it's still part of the MCU, which I did not realize. But, so that's cool. Yeah, the Sweet Dream scene from X-Men Apocalypse was your favorite Quicksilver. Oh yeah, I think a lot of people love that. They did really good. After the pandemic you traveled to another part of the States and one of the followers from Twitter... Would that bother me? No, I mean, if it's done in a respectful way. Hey, Alex, I see you. Oh, you think you want Hawkeye to turn up? Aren't the next films we're supposed to be going to be Winter Soldier and Falcon? Did I say that right? And we're also supposed to get... they made it sound like Hawkeye we're going to get in March, which seems too soon. Are they going to overlap? So yeah, Marvel Cinematic Phase 1. I liked the Iron Man 1 movie. And I actually liked 3, the one he was working with the kid. I think that was... No, that was... I don't remember. They're all mixed up. Well, I tried. That's like I wanted to try to make cosplay. Because making it yourself is rewarding, but mostly it's cheaper. It's not easy, though. Kudos to everyone who has that experience. I hope Kanan would be proud. Thank you. Yeah, and I obviously know Incredible Hulk. Like, I'm like, I've seen it before. And I know, obviously, it's not Mark Ruffalo. I like Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. I thought he does good, but... Yeah, Bumble, I can agree with that. You want an Agatha spinoff? Well, let's see what happens here first. Oh, that's very interesting, Avalon. Maybe Wanda's the villain? No, Bowman! Don't say it. I know Hawkeye's got a series coming up. Thor Ragnarok's my favorite. Even though to make sense the Hulk still had his pants on. What? A lot of these people are getting too old to play these parts. I know. They're like, just like people are like, we want a Mace Windu show with Samuel L. Jackson before he gets too old. Like, he's already old, but he's still playing Nick Fury. And yeah, they need to bust these contracts out, but, you know, they can recast. It'll just be sad because some of these characters do a really good job. Like Ryan Reynolds, luckily, is young enough that he'll be able to play Deadpool for a bit. I'm still sad about Iron Man. Gosh, what's his name? I keep having Cuba Beat Gooding Jr. in my head because he also has a 3 name. And I just saw it reference his... You know who I'm talking about. Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark, right? So that's sad. But his character's dead in the MCU, so they're not going to recast him. A Jimmy Woo spinoff for sure. That would be awesome. Since we don't have Agent Coulson anymore, apparently. I would love to see Jimmy Woo spinoff. That would be hilarious. I love the actor. Oh, the Mandarin twist in Iron Man 3. I'm getting a lot of the movies again have so much blur over for me that I can't even pinpoint. Hey Armani, if you watch BVS, Batman versus Superman Ultimate Edition reveal, I'll join Patreon. Batman versus Superman. I have a lot of DC catch up. Like I said, let me see. I do have HBO Max. And so I've been watching the DC movies on there. Like I only recently watched like Superman for the first time. Not Superman. Oh, there we go. I watched. Okay, here's the DC. They have all these movies. Oh, here's the Justice League. I did watch the Dark Knight series. I watched Aquaman. I watched Wonder Woman. I watched Shazam. I kind of watched Suicide Squad. It was kind of weird. I don't know. I had mixed feelings on it. Birds of Prey actually was a lot of fun. And Justice League, I did not see. I haven't seen like any of the DC shows either. I'm so behind. There's so much stuff, guys. Yeah, Wanda was getting set up as the villain. That's the thing, like, I don't see her as, like, it's hard to call her a villain because, but that's the thing, like, villains aren't always, like, bad people, but they do things that hurt people. I don't know, how do you define a villain? Hey, Kylo. This is all coming out. First, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Loki. I thought Black Widow was getting pushed out even further. I can't wait for the Loki show. Shang-Chi, I don't know anything about his character, but it's exciting. What If? Eternals? Okay, I'm most excited. I'm most pumped for Eternals, man. I love, like, these kind of godlike characters, like Thor. Like, I thought his character was really cool because he's, like, literally, like, an alien. These god-like creatures. So I'm curious. And they have such an amazing cast for that. That'll be so cool. Yeah, Billy D. Williams. Yeah. I hope that they have, who's the actor who played Lando in Solo? I hope the Lando show is gonna have him, because I thought he did a good job. I know his name. I'm spacing it right now. Isn't Thanos a species in Eternal? I don't know. What If actually does look really cool. Yeah. I've been trying to absorb all this new stuff they're putting out on Disney that's Marvel related. It looks really cool. Donald Glover, yeah, I just love him. Especially somebody who just finished watching the Community, specifically before he left. But he was so fun. Childish Gambino, yeah. It's a different feel, Thunderstorm, for sure. DC is just different. There's definitely been, like, there's been so many Batman, and I had fun. I'm the one who grew up with Tim Burton's Batmans. I watched the Dark Knight series. It's definitely very dark undertones. I never really watched any of the shows, though. DC, I feel like, has been highlighted and out a lot longer on, like, mass media, and Marvel's fairly newer. But Marvel obviously I feel like they had a better game plan early on, and they've made good choices for, like, their movies and stuff, and now shows. I think DC is trying to get there. They're trying to, like, restructure, and they want to be, they have the ability to be like the MCU and have the DCU universe. I think they just need to, like, they have their eggs spread out in a lot of places, and it feels a little muddled. That's just me. We'll see. I don't know much about the Zack Snyder's Justice League. I don't know about, I always see references to it, but I have no idea, like, what people are getting on about. Oh, okay, just messaging John. Holy. 1 second. Oh, you've been seeing a lot of reaction crop up to the 1978 Superman movie? Yeah, I've never seen that one. it was weird to see Will Smith as a villain. I don't know. I did think he did a pretty good job as that. I think he plays a pretty good variety of characters. Wow, Roman, that's really interesting about Agatha. Okay, let's talk about Green Lantern, son, since you brought it up. I didn't find that movie completely terrible. Hear me out. I mean, I already have a lot of people who are like, boo hiss about me liking some things that they specifically don't like. But I didn't think it was, there was some fun parts to it. I was, you know, I watched it here and there. I didn't watch it in quick succession. I watched it broken up. But the reason I say this, because the world of Green Lantern is very interesting. And yes, they could definitely do different things. I don't have my comic book references, but I think they could do more. I think they could definitely do more in the Green Lantern world, for sure. I think that would be really cool to see. Yeah, I'm kind of tired of Batman too. I'm kind of tired of Superman. I don't know, just what I've seen of them kind of seem boring. Superman's character seems really like basic. I did like Smallville, the couple seasons I saw back in the day. Superman when he was younger. I don't know. Again, this is coming from somebody that I watched Man of Steel and I was just kind of bored. I don't know. If you get a member on YouTube, do you get a custom role in Discord? No, I don't think they have that. They don't. Discord doesn't have. The reason Twitch does is because they have a connection. I'll have to see. Maybe they do have a connection for YouTube. I wish I could. You think Aga's trying to make Wanda depressed so she can get in her head. The pills are killing Sparky and makes a mess. The pills killing Sparky. The pills? I know everyone's mad at me. I saw Captain America First Adventure free and I wanted my money back. Yeah, the first Captain America was definitely slower too. Again, for somebody that forgot his background information, I liked seeing it. But his backstory felt a little slower because it's very real to us. The reason it feels maybe more boring compared to others is because he's literally just every average day Joe, then he gets experimented on and bam, then he becomes an American hero, right? And then all the other characters, like you have these big personalities, genius personalities, like in Hulk and Tony Stark. And then you have like covert assassin, Russian spy, Black Widow, and then you have God, Thor. And so like Captain American's backstory just seems like that we're watching an old movie, right? So that's, but I think it's a fair comparison. Green Lantern could have been much better, but it's not Catwoman, Elektra bad. Oh, I think we all forgot, like, we know enough about Catwoman, but Elektra, I feel like, what was it? Just Jennifer Gardner played Elektra. I only feel like I saw a little bit. Star Wars is not over. What you talking about? Oh yeah, he was in it. Yeah, Tamura, is that how you say his name? Oh yeah, we have the boys in Homelander. Oh my gosh, literally terrifying. For sure, JB, that's a good comparison. Like, how terrifying he could be if he was a villain. Oh. You hope to be alive when DC's good. Yeah. Yeah, the thing, like, Man of Steel has some really cool concepts, but again, the feel of the movie felt just kind of boring to me. But yeah, son, I think that's a good point, that we need a replacement Tony Stark. Hulk kind of is taking in, he kind of already has like a different role, but kind of that almost Reed Richards isn't as like Tony Stark was like cocky and like narcissistic a bit. Reed Richards, from at least from what I'm watching in these movies, I just rewatched the Fantastic Four, and I'm watching for the first time the newer Fantastic Four, which I know people hate, but I'm giving it a chance because I can make my own opinion. That he's a little like awkward and socially awkward, but he's not egotistical. He's actually quite kind and he wants to do the right thing, but he's very smart and very like in his head, and he thinks about things differently. I have not seen the Guardians. 5 minutes to the second start. Don't be afraid, Corel. Bye, Brandon. Take care. Have a good one. I did like Winter Soldier. I do think I find Winter Soldier's character really cool. Like, I feel like the actor does a really good job portraying that too. Like, after rewatching that and the journey he's been on, like, that's a traumatizing past. So that's really exciting. Hey, Mark. Yeah, I did like The Boys. Reed is a lot more humble, but naive. Naive, yeah, for sure. But I mean, it's still a stark difference from Tony Stark. Because Tony was like arrogant, exactly. More of this like, he had a good heart though, that's the thing. He had a really good heart, but he comes off a little bit more of his playboy, arrogant, narcissistic a bit. And then Reed is same caliber of intelligence, I'm sure. I don't know how to measure that. I'm excited. I don't know if she's considered an astro. I don't know what her specialty is. She's an engineer or scientist at some point. But the sister in Black Panther, I'm Shuri. People are saying like intelligence-wise, she's on a very strong caliber to Tony Stark and Bruce Banner. So would love to see her come into play and bringing some of her expertise. I don't know what kind of scientist she would be considered, but yeah, I think it's a good avenue to use in movies. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Spitfire. I do love Guardians of the Galaxies. I'm excited when they show up again. Oh yeah, Doctor Strange was supposed to replace Tony and Black Panther replaced Captain America. I love Benedict Cumberbatch. I love Doctor Strange. The first movie of his, I was not super excited about. It's a really complex, like, it's talking about something we don't deal with a lot. Interdimensional, time shifting, magic. Like, they're harnessing something we don't talk about or deal with much as humans. But yeah, Doctor Strange is his intelligence is a little bit more interdimensional, maybe not as worldly. Like, he's not the same sort of intelligence as like Bruce Banner and Tony Stark, I think, or Reed Richards. He has understandings of how time works, how layers and outside threats, right? So that's why he's an interesting character. Are you talking like maybe replacing as a leader? Bye, Avalon. Take care. Series is one that could possibly fix Vision, because yes, exactly. I swear, like, they're like, we didn't finish, but that doesn't mean they don't have half or whatever of his plans. That's why I'm like, they could have literally been rebuilding this whole time and he could still be alive. Marvel is just insane right now. I have to read the comics again. So much to do, right, son? There's just so much. I'm like, I'm still catching up on Star Wars, and there's Marvel stuff that's going on, and now DC stuff. Like, these really fandoms that have a lot into their, 66 likes. Uh-oh. No execute, please. Bucky is one of my top 3 MCU. Yeah. You're a bit biased? I don't think so. Oh, Civil War beats it by a bit. Oh, Civil War was so, like, depressing. Civil War was good. Yeah. But I like Winter Soldier a lot. But I think you're right. I think Civil War was pretty good. It's hard. I kind of like Man of Steel because it was a realistic modernization. That's fair. Yeah, Loki series is also dealing with, what is it? He's supposed to be like in between realities or something in like this weird, it's almost got Umbrella Academy levels, like the Commission. He is working for this business that's like in between. That's what it kind of feels like, but I don't know. Oh, I love, yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Penny, are you trying to jump to me? Come here. Come on. You can jump. Come here. Sorry, the world stops when Penny wants to get attention. Yeah, it's so Umbrella Academy. Gonna start over. Oh, I don't know if anyone... I know, I'm so sad. Tony Stark was one of my favorite characters, even though he was a butthole. The way his brain works mixed with his sarcasm was just really entertaining to me. Yeah, Nick, I think I might have to give Doctor Strange an even another watch, because I think that's just the point. Like, there's a lot going on and it's really deep, and there's things I'm sure that are going on that I didn't pick up on, but that magic that they deal with is so cool to me. He's become one of my, also, I really like, Doctor Strange is probably becoming one of my favorite characters as we get more context for him. There's still a lot of mystery, but he really shined in, I think, yeah, the 2 Avenger movies, but I think it was more so the first one. Whoo, when he did that, like, duplication of his selves against Thanos, he's like, come at me, bro. I'm like, he's fighting against, like, a god right here, and he's just, like, keeping calm and collected because he's already seen all the possible outcomes. It just blows my mind. Strange plays Tony as the cocky, smart guy. Oh, yeah. For sure. You're right. Personality-wise, he's getting that. No, I don't think they should recast Iron Man. I don't think that is good, and I don't think you should use Tom Cruise. To a max... Jay. I'll take you for a drink. A maximum of $1, £1.08. I don't even know what you could get at that price. That's 2 whales people now. Or are you the same whales person from yesterday? Ah, Thunder, yeah, the little boy, which somebody I saw in the comments, I did not realize the younger boy that Tony had helped get his garage lab working, that he was at Tony's funeral. I did not realize that. That's super cool. He was really cute. Do you know Agent Hunk? No. 2012 Loki right after the Battle of New York. So at this point, oh, you're right. So at this point, he's still annoying maker of mischief. That's a good point. Ugh. When it comes to these, like, that's the thing. If it's 2012 Loki, that means he's not aware of any of those other experiences other Loki had. So yeah, he did not have that growth with his brother yet. Whoa. Hey, Michael. I don't think Pietro is a bad guy. I think he's being manipulated, or somebody is dressing as him. You're so funny, Penny. Yeah, Tony Stark is one of my favorite. I used to like Thor, but I still do like Thor. But I think I'm biased towards the attractive quality of Chris Hemsworth as him. I don't know. They're all good in their own way. It's so hard because I'm Scarlet Witch is really growing on me. I love the heart that Vision has. Like, he's so selfless. But Doctor Strange is probably the most intriguing to me right now from the characters that are around. And then Scarlet Witch, I like the more magical-esque things rather than like the more realistic. Like, we can see that in any movie. So, just kind of why I like the Jedi, because they're like using a magic and stuff. So, you know. We could see Iron Man from another universe. It depends on how it's written. Oh, that's true. How could you do that? Oh, it's almost painful to me to imagine somebody else playing Iron Man. I don't know. Like, it would have to be real good done because he was really well cast. That's hot. That's hard. Hey, Armani, you need to get a hot toy figure. Which hot toy figure? I have 2 Black Series figures. Plo Koon. Oh yeah, full-on acid trip. Yeah, Doctor Strange is literally a full-on acid trip, for sure. You're like, is this what people feel like? Whoa. I have to handle to, like, Captain America isn't, like, overtly exciting, but Chris Evans does Captain America so well. Like, the charm and the heart, the leadership. I give him kudos for that. He plays that really well. Like, obviously, they casted well for these characters, and they really do them justice. This is coming from somebody that only knows them from these movies. Like, I don't know the heart or the personality that they are written as in the comics, but Stan Lee, you know, was seeming to be involved in all this, and he had cameos, and, you know, and a lot of these characters were from him, right? So don't watch Doctor Strange high. It will be a double trip. Yeah. Oh, I love Sherlock. Were they supposed to continue that? I know. I loved Benedict when I saw the Sherlock, and his partner, the guy who was the Hobbit. He was also Jim from the British Office. I'm sorry. Oh, Death Troopers. Yeah, no, I've heard of the Hot Toys. I just wasn't sure which one you were referring to. Yeah, he plays Captain excellently. That's why I'm sad. Like, I mean, they have to retire these things eventually, and I'm sure the actors want to venture into other things. Some people play a character to death, like C-3PO's actor, right? And then there's other people who are like, I had a good ride, I'm ready to move on. But yeah. I feel like Robert Downey Jr. would probably have still had liked to play Iron Man, but I think for the story purposes, they chose to... I did not... Yeah, have you thought about watching Agent Carter? Yeah. I want to see Agent Carter, and I also... Of the Marvel shows, I want to see Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah. Penny, are you cold? Yeah. Maybe the finale cameo will be Dr. Selvig, since we haven't seen him since Age of Ultron. Or Jane. Yeah, you're right. We saw Darcy, obviously, in WandaVision. Yeah, is... Let me see. What's her name? Jane... What's her name again? Jane Foster. Is she unique to the MCU and not in the Marvel movies, comics? What is her... She's an astrophysicist. That's what it is. Wait, could it be Jane Foster then? Could she technically be her friend? No, she said it was a gentleman. She said he, right? Jane's real name is Kat Jennings. What? Kat was your favorite character? Yeah, I'm excited for Falcon Winter Soldier. I wasn't as before, but rewatching, I was excited. Yeah, he was a good Johnny Storm. Exactly. But I'm so far in the new... I'm liking the way that Jordan is... I think it's Jordan B. is playing Johnny. We see Tom Cruise as Iron Man. What if TV show? It's coming on display. Really? I guess I'll have to see it. Can you see Penny's face? She looks like a little squirrel. Me. You're so funny. Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know. I want to see it. It's just so long. Martin Freeman, yes. Watson, yes. Yeah, that's right. He was Agent Ross. Oh, that's so fun. I forgot about that. We need to see him again. I would love to see him and Doctor Strange have an interaction because, you know, obviously. I'm still torn on Quicksilver because before the reveal, they had a sound cue when someone breached the hex. What do you mean sound cue? I know, I think it's really sad that Black Widow's film still hasn't been released when what happened in Endgame is undoubtedly going to affect sales. You mean the pandemic? Or you're saying because they're like, why we watch a movie if we know she's dead? Because in a universe like this, you never know. C-3PO is one of my favorite Star Wars characters growing up as a kid who stuttered. I wanted to badly speak, say C-3PO. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah. It sounds very much like the actor himself, but he said he wanted to take on that effect. He wanted to take on that butler. British butler. No, it's just Penny. Penny, a little girl named me Penny. Okay, there we go. I know. I liked Luke Cage a bit. It felt a little slow. I liked Jessica Jones. It felt slow. I didn't watch the other shows because they didn't interest me. Yeah, a lot of people really like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, wow, I'm so far behind. Yeah, a guy. My guy. That's true. It could be generic, my guy. That's my guy I go to. Because, you know, we always say, you guys. The only astrophysicist I know would probably be Reed Richards. Yeah, but Jane Foster is an astrophysicist, and she's supposed to turn into... We're supposed to see her again because she's... And you know what? That would be a tie-in. You know, it could be Reed Richards, but because we know that there's going to be another Thor movie where she takes up the hammer, that would be a good tie-in for that, because that's going to be the next continuation of Marvel Universe. Jane Foster was a nurse who worked for him. Oh, interesting. Thanks for that info, Bowman. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, isn't Kat Jennings Darcy and Jane Foster's Natalie Portman? Yeah. Hello. Kitty face. Oh, thank you, Echo Base. Hey, appreciate you. Yeah, like I said, I get nervous. I've never networked or done things with other people because I don't seem that way, but I'm really shy. Like in being on a stream and if people were to talk or have a conversation or ask me questions, I'd be like, duh. I just am not good at collecting things because I get caught up in the moment. So I just get nervous. So if it felt like I didn't give a lot of information, that's probably why. That's my anxiety coming out. Imagine if McKellen, Cumberbatch, and Tony all came on Scream. Oh my gosh. JB. You don't like Doctor Strange? Wow. I can understand that, though. We just need, again, a lot of the stuff is some of these characters we don't have a lot of background on. And I feel like, again, I always say this with Star Wars, you get more context. You enjoy things more. For me, I'm like that. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. Maybe you just don't like his personality. Maybe you find him annoying. That's okay. Yeah, I like the Guardians of the Galaxy's movies. I actually like Ant-Man a lot more than I used to. Paul Rudd is just such a gem. But obviously it's a little different. It's just slower, but if you think about all the like movies like Iron Man and Thor and Captain America, some of those solo movies feel a little slower or maybe lackluster because it's only them and it's not the Avengers with all the other characters. We're expecting like all these people to come into play. Hey, Erica. Yeah, so yeah, about the shyness for sure. I am shy. I don't know how to describe it. It's anxiety. So in certain elements, I'm comfortable, and I've been streaming since 2013. So I've had years to get comfortable on screen. But there are certain things and elements and social things or interacting with other people, then yeah, I'm gonna be different. I don't know how you describe it, but... Son, do you really think that's the show they were basing that sitcom on? You think episode 4 was The Office? I did see that they were doing the talking heads, but I didn't think that was specifically just the Office thing. I've seen that in other shows. Sorry, I'm like hopping around. I got behind again. This is what happens when it's, oh, aerospace engineer. Thank you. I thought I got it mixed up. Chris was not happy about Lady Thor. Well. Oh yeah, 2 Dr. Watsons, Martin Freeman and Jude Law. That's right. Jude Law was in Marvel. Not Skrull. What were they? Kree? Was it Kree? Spike Lee said DC movies are corny. DC movies are corny? The family dynamic really got me into like Ant-Man. Yeah, I do like that they were like in their own little world, right? And eventually, now that they have their family back together, they are probably willing to help beyond that. The theme, it was almost just like The Office, and the episode's name was called Breaking the Fourth Wall. The person who was helping her is exact profession. Son, I see it. I hear you. I love it. I'm for it. I don't know that, but that would be really cool. It's like Modern Family. Modern Family! Okay, I've only seen that show a little bit, but yes, that felt more what they were trying to do. Is Modern Family from 2000s or is it 2010? I thought it was later than that, but... Yeah. Al Pacino as Mephisto. I don't know. I think he's a good actor. Obviously, he's been around a lot. I don't know Mephisto. I don't know if enough about him to know if he would be able to portray him well. So it could be cool. I'm always happy to see it. I think that Marvel does a good job. They've been doing a really good job at casting, so I'm gonna trust them. I've been happy with... I can't think of something off the top of my head that I did not like the casting in. So I'm gonna trust them, right? Oh, in 2009. So they're just at the tip. Oh. Who wants to see Keanu Reeves in the MCU? Or Star Wars? Or both? Yes. I do. Oh, it's pretty popular. 2009, 2020, yeah. 2020, I mean. Yeah, he's good. Just how I want Rahul, I always get his name, Cooley? Yeah, Cooley. I want to see him as Ezra in Star Wars, but I also want to see him in MCU. He needs to be in either one or both. Because I love him. If you've seen iZombie, he's the doctor there. Like, I was late to watch iZombie, but it's actually a really good show, too, if you enjoy kind of that world. It's pretty good. Not a huge fan of taking the focus off Wanda's own psyche as her own villain. I hope she is still primarily guilty for the ongoings. Mark, I think that's fair. There's a couple different directions I'd be happy with, but I think they're doing a really good job, especially with bringing Monica's and comparing that parallel of her sufferings. And I think Monica's really kind of hinting at that she's drawing a lot of things into her past traumas into this, and she's traumatizing these people. And the sad thing is she sees that, but at the same time, either she's so far into her grief that she doesn't think she has control and she is controlling it even though she doesn't feel like it, or there is somebody that is manipulating and being a puppeteer and she doesn't have the answers. So I think there's a couple directions they could go. That's really interesting. Hey, Hugo. MX. Thanks for the... I don't know what currency that is, but thanks, Omar. I'm joining the Mexican army. Amphibious... Oh! Wow. Well, thank you so much, Omar. Best of luck. Be safe. Study well. Work hard. I mean, that's a really ambitious career and job, and thank you so much for working hard to protect people. We know that a lot of people suffer because of that, so. Oh, you know, Katie Sackhoff would be an excellent Captain Marvel. I think she could have pulled that off just from what I've seen her do with Bo-Katan. I didn't see her in the other sci-fi stuff she's done, but that would be amazing. Yeah. Who's Morningstar? I've seen that reference a few times now. I don't like Tyrion aka. Oh, I'm like, you don't like Peter Dinklage? But I see. I can agree with that, JB. I can see that. I feel like he could have a bigger role in that universe. The bug in Agnes's house is... You're right. That's a good point, DJ, about the bug. Like, we saw that fly. Like, why were they kind of focused on, are they trying to suggest she turned them? Like, that rabbit was there alone, but that rabbit was already there with the kids. But that fly in the wall, hello? Like, what is that? But if you see there's a relationship, I'm sure that wasn't for nothing. We've already shown in WandaVision, there's things that are there that aren't for nothing. I never saw Bill and Ted. Yeah, Raul Coley's, I follow him on Twitter. I don't go on Instagram as much. And it's entertaining for sure. Oh, that's interesting. Wanda being used as a battery. Yeah, I mean, she's certainly powering up Agnes. I'm still on that belief that Agnes is getting power from, again, Wanda. The bug flying the wall is the beekeeper. When you say the beekeeper, you're not talking about the guy that showed up in front of Wanda out of the ground, right? Or is the beekeeper like literally a character? The guy from Aladdin is going to be Ezra. Oh, He was cute. Okay. That could be fun. I feel it's a little on the nose because Ezra has reference to the Aladdin of Star Wars. Depends on how young they're trying to have him come off as. Like, Rahul's young, but he's definitely bigger and taller. Like, Ezra was growing taller, but he was kind of, I don't know. We'll see. But Wanda should know because Vision told her and Monica told her that people are suffering. I hate when someone has a huge block in chat. What do you mean? That block comes from super chats. When people monetarily support, that's where that block comes from, if that's what you're referring to. What was the book in the basement? Yeah, I don't know what the book is, what the bug is, or even that basement. The basement I've referenced, I don't know if it made it into the reaction video or not. That it reminded me a lot of the evil witch from Snow White, right? You go up there and you're like, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? It looks very much like a tower, but it's in a basement. That's what it made me of. But so they might just be going for that it's a witch feel, you know, spooky dungeon, all that. Ezra will be a man by now, a Mandalorian. Okay, then that would fit. Mephisto's basically Marvel Comics version of the devil. Okay, yeah, I did see that. I saw that they said that when I looked up, it didn't specifically say that he was the devil. It said that he took on the appearance of the devil or Satan. Like, he's not actually the leader of hell, but that he's a demon and that he tricked people thinking he was the leader. Is that what I understood correctly? Oh, hey, Mitsuri. I'm glad to have you here. Yeah, I don't do lives on YouTube very often. I am more regular on Twitch, but I try to do this because some people aren't aware and aren't comfortable, so... Morningstar is the devil. Oh. Yes, the agent out of the ground. That became the beekeeper. He just disappeared. Well, maybe he just wasn't a big role. I don't know. Maybe I'm underplaying it. I don't think there was more to it than that. Why would he be an agent of S.W.O.R.D? You think he works directly with the director and has his plans in mind? Oh, I have not seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer to know that reference. Her eyes were purple at the end of that? I didn't catch that. You think Dormammu? That's a couple people mentioned him. Dormammu? I don't know how to say that. Some say the book can be the Darkhold. I'm sure it's going to be a little Easter egg of a comic reference. It'll probably be new to people like me who aren't familiar, but that's really cool either way. I don't know. I don't think Wanda will be controlled for long. She might be more vulnerable right now, but we've also seen that her anger feeds... It shows she still has capability, like expanding the hex, making the children, controlling the people in the town. But I think with her expansion, or maybe with Vision being gone, she's losing it a little bit more, or maybe that's too much she's requiring to do. So. Oh, I didn't catch it, luckily. So, good catch, JB. Nightmare is the main villain. Drop the Mephisto. It's a misdirect. Oh no! So who's Nightmare? Should I just Wikipedia search it? I like to do that. I go down like Wikipedia, and especially Marvel characters, they have so much lore and there's like pages and pages of information. Oh, Jean Grey will accidentally get pulled in next and everyone will... Phoenix? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I still don't know. But I know that she's considered, like, alpha level mutant, like, one of the strongest mutant. Grace Randolph hates super chats? I don't know that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not as familiar with how super chats function on YouTube. That's all. There's no actual Satan in Marvel comics. They are just more or less being powerful beings that sort of fit the bill. Yeah, I guess, yeah. Okay, so they're just trying to use it as, like, this is probably the closest comparison to what you would compare it to in our context. He appears as the devil in order to get souls into his realm for his own use. Ah, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. It reminds me a bit of this current WoW expansion, Shadowlands, but I know I'm bringing in completely left field. Oh, okay. Agnes is hundreds of years old. Okay. Yeah, Peter Pietro, it opens a door for Fox's X-Men, which they have now, and they wanted to bring that in. Like, they can finally say the word mutant now, right? What was it before? Specials, superhumans or something. But now they can say mutants. Like, they weren't allowed to say that. Yeah, does anyone... I mean, maybe we're gonna get answers to this in the next couple episodes, but I didn't fully understand when she was going through the wall. Like, they were already hinting at that. Were they saying she already, in her blood, had some sort of capability? Or is it because she's coming in and out of the hex so much that she gained these powers? Does that mean... I mean, I guess nobody else really has gone in and out as often as she has, but I have a lot of questions about that. Nightmare's a demon that personifies, well, nightmares. Oh. That's dark. She's possessed now. Yeah, Darcy's in there and Vision woke her up and Vision's going to help her and Monica's in there now. I'm sure they will. I'm excited to see what Monica, aka Photon, can do. Marvel's Ancient World is actually pretty cool. Conan the Barbarian actually popped up one time and met Thor. Conan the Barbarian is Marvel? I did not realize that. He's a Worth version of his OG Marvel character. You're not a fan of the X-Men movies? Really? Enhanced beings. Okay. Yeah, I think mutants make sense because they're trying to say, like, they're humans that their DNA has been pretty sure that's term we use in science when the cells have been mutated, right? So their cells have been mutated, or your genetic code has been mutated to take on a unique form. And some of them obviously are hereditary, and then some of them I'm sure are not. Maybe depends. Professor Hex. Professor X, yeah. Professor Hex. Well, that's the thing. Maybe this, like, they really ended it up. We could see... I'm not speaking words right now. We could see Agatha. Maybe she's not gonna be a supervillain. Maybe she's not the one doing all of this. You know? She is there, and I will say, like, that's a good point, because there's a couple times she's come in and she's been kind of helpful. She's like, do you want to take it from the top? And she's like, she goes in and she helps take care of the kids. Obviously they're missing now, so who knows? But she goes and she offers to kind of add a little support. So maybe in a way she is helping her, but there's obviously sinister things that come in between. We don't know. Oh my gosh, if Ryan Reynolds, if Deadpool cameos, hilarious. I love Deadpool. I think it's hilarious. But Photon was Maria's call sign at Air Force, so maybe Spectrum can be Monica's. Oh, I thought people were saying that is her name, was Photon, but... I didn't know if Monica actually had an official name or whatever, but... We want Super Darcy. I think it would be cool. I really do like Darcy's character, but... Marvel had the Conan license in the 70s. Okay. Oh, his rights just moved around. But was he based as a comic or was it started out as a movie? I don't know where it started. Wait, Hercules 2? Wait. I'm hopping around a lot again. Oh my gosh, Logan was so good. And so, like, it's one of those movies where it's good, but it's depressing and I can't watch it a lot. But I think I'm ready for a rewatch on that one. What? Hold on. I'm just replying to John real quick. Work. Hulk as a scientist. I mean, Mark Ruffalo has brought in some of his, obviously, expertise when he worked with Tony Stark and stuff. Oh yeah, Vis, you can fly. What are you doing in a van with Darcy? Yeah. Yeah, I hope they do explain Monica's abilities. Like, we knew there was something fishy when they did her scan, and they're like, there's something going on there, Missy. We need a recheck. She's like, no, listen, I got things to do. She does have things to do. But... Oh, Deadpool is a bit vulgar. Oh, for sure. Deadpool is rated R for a reason, for sure. But I just love his humor, and there were some parts I'm like, oh my gosh, but I only enjoyed it because of the comedic aspect they had in it, the sarcasm, and like Ryan Reynolds fits that character to a T. Being that you don't know what happened to children, I wouldn't look too much as it may be. Yeah. Oh, don't look too much. Yeah. But I've seen that, as I've seen with a lot of comics, is they kind of hop around a lot. They have different universes or different storylines, depending. Short stories in the 30s initially. Marvel comics in the 70s. Dang. What is, like, the first character Marvel created? Do we know? Yeah, I remember. That's why I still had in my head Soccer. I saw Photon, so I thought she would inherit that name, like, to represent, like, for her mom's sake. And because her mom didn't have any abilities as far as I knew. She just worked with she worked with Marvel, or whatever her real name is. But yeah. Yes, Kelly. Or Jack the Reaper on Twitch. His real name is John. Oh, Logan is not on Disney Plus. Yeah, I wonder who owns the rights to that. It's considered a Western? Yeah, but Logan's in deep in pressing. I think that's rated R as well. Let me look it up. Logan is on Sling? What's Sling, guys? Really, you're gonna give us another one? Logan is apparently on Sling. I'm sure it'll go to Disney eventually once their contract's done. It is indeed rated R, as it should be. Very, very, man, intense. Yeah. Hello there. Nah, they're doing fine. People give her too much credit. We need more time with her. We really only know Marvel from we only know that from one movie and like a little bit of cameo references in the Avenger last two movies, but You thought Logan was boring? I can see why people would see that. It kind of has like a lot of the DC movie feelings, like really dark undertones. But I'm a big Hugh Jackman fan, and I thought the cinematography, the way they filmed it, was pleasing to me. And of course, and then Patrick Stewart's in it, right? A lot of character depth, a lot of realness that I was able to feel relatable to, I guess. I don't know. I do need to rewatch. It's been a while. I think I only watched it when it first came out. It's 20th Century Fox, so yeah. I don't know why it's on Sling-a-Ling Ding Dong, but Namor, yeah. So I am interested, because when I was looking up a little bit of Invisible Woman or Visible Girl, because I'm watching Fantastic Four, that apparently she had a little relation with Namor. So I'm curious when they're gonna do that. I saw that Namor is technically like in this weird bubble where he's partially owned by Disney but partially owned by Universal, I think. So yeah, this thing has been around a long time. Oh, never heard of it. Music keeps going off. Oh wow, Submarina was 39 and Human Torch was 39. Human Torch, aka Johnny Storm? Flame on! Namor, Captain America, Colonel, Nick Fury, Bucky Barnes, Howling Commandos were all 40s comments. Ah! Interesting. I look like the girl from Logan. Maybe I am. No, she's much younger than me. If Toby and Andrew show up. Oh, yes! I did not see the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Mostly, I don't have access to it. I almost exclusively watch things on streaming services that I have. So I have not seen... Does he have 1 or 2 movies? But I was totally a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man fan. I grew up with those 3 movies. Even his little emo, awkward walk from Spider-Man 3. Like, I'm here for it. Whoo! So I'll have to catch up before that Spider-Man movie comes out. I keep hearing back and forth. They're like, oh, they got signed contracts. They're going to be in it. Then they're like, no, they're not going to be in it. I'm like, please give me Tobey Maguire, especially. I've heard everyone has their Spider-Man. There are people who see each of the 3 main Spider-Mans as their Spider-Man, so. I don't know, Doc. I heard that they were going to make an adult section of Disney Plus. They're going to make a... That's what I've heard, that they're going to make a rated R so that they can bring Deadpool, and they're going to make new Deadpools that are going to be rated R. Disney has some rated R films under, and I think they need to branch out because their audience, like me, who grew up with Disney, we're getting older and we are able to watch content. And if we still want to watch Disney stuff, like Marvel is giving us some feels, but they obviously see the interest through some of these other movies that we like some content like that. I don't think they should pigeonhole themselves like that. Hey, Steven. Robot Chickens. I feel like I've seen at least one of them, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. We'll see. Different Human Torch. Oh. A robot? Oh. We could talk about that later, Kelly. Theory said Toby may show up at the end of WandaVision. It feels random, but I'm okay with it. Are they just gonna like open up a portal and you're gonna see like a whole bunch of Marvel characters? That would just be like ridiculous. I did not watch Behind the Mask. I guess I'll have to. I saw it just came out. I'm like, I just passed by it. I'm liking to see more of these like behind the scenes stuff. Like I did watch after I watched all the Marvel movies. They did Legends, like they have one for Wanda and Vision on there. Just kind of gives you some catch up. I should watch this from pulp to pop. I think it's about Stan Lee or Marvel history. That seems like that could be cool. Oh, it's only 41 minutes too. And 616, what is that supposed to reference? An anthology documentary that explores the cultural, societal, historical impacts of Marvel. That could be cool as well. Yeah, I'm interested in all that stuff. Giving more background information. Learning. Is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. still on Netflix? Is that where that is? Hello, Sasha. You need to see a Pixar rated R movie. That seems a bit more of a stretch right now. I would like, but I think they're dumping that stuff on Hulu. Wait, they're dumping what on Hulu? Sony stuff? I know. I want a Death Troopers movie. Miles Morales. Are you talking about like I only know him from the Spider-Verse. Moon Knight. Yeah, which we've got confirmed. I imagine we'll jump into Tobey's Spider-Man universe with MCU characters, almost like checking up on Old House. I hope they do that. I know. Oh, the Human Torch was in the background at the Stark Fair in Captain America. That's awesome. I love that. I love when they do little things like that. I do not watch New Rockstars, no. Disney did have a separate studio division back in the day called Buena Vista, and they produced it more adult-oriented, so I wouldn't rule it out if they branch out to another streaming service. I don't know. I thought they were literally going to have it on Disney Plus. Like, I read that rumor. Let me see. Disney Plus adult. I mean, when I look up, say, adult section, that sounds really risque. Rated R movies. Yeah, right. Disney Plus is reportedly creating an adult section for R-rated movies. But this is just on, like, this is probably just a rumor, but they're only allowed films with PG, PG-13, PG. What do you mean not allowed? There are a lot of great R-rated films on the Disney banner. It's been a shame. I'm just trying to find out. I think that would be... I hope that they don't make a separate streaming service. I'm okay if they're like, for a little bit extra, I guess. Like, Disney Plus is already one of the cheapest streaming services. But, again, that makes sense if you add more content. Like, Disney Plus has a little bit less selection than, say, like, Netflix or Hulu or something. But... Disney owns Hulu, so they could... Oh, I forgot about that. I don't have... There's things on... There's not any unique things on Hulu that I have. I don't have a Hulu. I have Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus, and Amazon Prime. But Amazon Prime just kind of rolls over into your account, you know? Which movie, Mark? Oh, Brothers. Is that a military movie? Yeah, what She-Hulk will be like. I thought people said it was going to be more comedic. I can't remember. Okay, Ethan. Yeah, I'm actually very... I don't watch a lot of YouTube. Ironically. When I watch stuff, it typically is on a show, like a streaming service. I watched a teeny bit of Daredevil. Of all the the other Marvel shows that have been in existence, I've only watched 1.5 seasons of Jessica Jones, but I have like faint remembrance of it. A little bit of Luke Cage. But of the ones that are in existence, Daredevil is probably the one I'm most interested and want to see. Star Plus is where they are putting adult stuff outside of US. Disney's? Feels too branched out. I didn't. I watched those on my own. Mortal Kombat looks cool, so I didn't choose to react to those because I don't have a lot of background context. Mortal Kombat, I obviously know there's a movie. I never saw the original movie, and I didn't really grow up playing that game. I'm not really a big fighting game like that person. But the movie itself looks cool. Just as a movie itself, it looks cool. And then Godzilla, there's been so many Godzilla and Kong movies. I've probably seen a couple here and there. I saw like the original Godzilla movie. Okay, sorry, not original. Like the 2003 movie. It's original to me when I grew up and saw it. They're in New York and there's eggs in the train station. I don't know. Godzilla. I'm sure that's in all the Godzilla movies though. So that's the one I remember. And then Kong, I did see the one where he... Skull Island. I don't remember. He's really big on an island. Is it that old? Yeah, JB. So, but this one looks really cool. Visually, it looks really cool. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. Oh, interesting, Mark. I'm a fan of all of those folks. Yeah, I think I avoid YouTube a lot because thumbnails and titles can come off really spoilerly. I'd pay more if they combined Hulu and Disney Plus into one service. Yeah, isn't there a bundle they offer, Doc? Daredevil first season was good, the rest was meh? Oh, they definitely casted Jessica Jones' character well, for sure. I heard that a lot of people liked Daredevil, for the most part, for most of it. I heard, yeah. Oh, Jessica Jones and Marvel went back to them yesterday. Awesome. Yeah, I saw that all the Netflix contracts are gonna be moving to Disney by this year, right? You've been watching the Godzillas on HBO. Do they have all of them? I don't think I could go that deep into it. It's probably in its own section. Oh, Hulu. Yeah, I will say, for somebody that was originally gonna get rid of HBO, when they create it into HBO Max, it's been freaking awesome. They have DC, they have all the DC stuff, so I was able to catch up on some of that. But they also have like old cartoons, like... That's really cool. Like they have I think not Nickelodeon. I don't know. They have a lot of good stuff. They put way more stuff on it than originally was there. You know, a lot of licenses are changing and moving around, but yeah, I've been really happy with it. And they have Doctor Who, which I finally have been able to watch. Like Netflix had it for a while, but I didn't watch it enough then. Oh, I still need to watch Us. I do like horror films. The next big thing that they need to do is they need to have a way for people to watch movies together and have it not be like, oh, no. Like, they kind of have an easy, like, Amazon has an easier-ish way to do it through watch parties on Twitch, but you have to all have Amazon. That's fine. I don't know. Some way for people to be able to come together in a community and watch things together. I think that would be good. Do they have Justice League animated on HBO? I think so. Let me look. Animation through the years. They have Young Justice. They have Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans. They have Harley Quinn. I don't know. There's a lot happening here. Teen Titans. Green Lantern. Stargirl. Daredevil, the movie with Ben Affleck. It's funny how Ben Affleck was Daredevil and Jennifer Gardner was Elektra, and they were married, at least for a time. LOL. Let me look. I don't know if they do. Yeah, they have Young Justice. Oh, they have Justice League. I don't know if that's the one you want. Justice League Unlimited, Justice League Dark, Justice League War. There's a lot of stuff on here. Yeah, he's a great monster with fire breath. Yeah, Godzilla for sure. Paramount's problem is their core audience are seniors. That's probably a very specific types of movies, I guess. Do you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Daredevil? I have not seen that, but from what I hear, they consider them part of the MCU canon. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I've heard there's been referenced many cameos or tie-overs. Yeah, exactly, David. I mean, there is official canon. Same thing for Disney and Star Wars. Like, this is what they're choosing to go along. They're like, as for our universe, for our movies and shows, this is what we're considering canon. But that doesn't mean, like, that you can't still enjoy it and have it be canon in your own way. Like, I do feel like you can still have that, but you can't contradict and yell at people, be like just in your own self, you can believe that as canon, and other people can believe they're canon, but then understand the storyline and connections of what they believe are canon is going to be something different. That's kind of how I feel about it. Hulu is boring. I only did Hulu. Oh, Hulu has Watch Party. I only saw Hulu when I watched the movie with women wearing red things that I am spacing the name. I know you guys will know it, but... Ben Affleck ruled as Batman. I can't remember if I saw one with him as Batman. I saw George Clooney as Batman in the Tim Burton movies. I saw Christian Bale as Batman in The Dark Knight. Handmaid's Tale, thank you. Yes, exactly. Ben Affleck's Daredevil and Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern should do a movie together. Ha! Okay, so streaming through Discord, I mean, technically yes, but I'm talking about things that you won't get in trouble for. Like, I don't want to do something that'll risk, like, account removals, getting banned. So, yeah. And I know that there's been some recent changes in American federal law, at least. I think it passed, where they're like, you can't do anything that's... I think it was specifically more generated towards those who are monetizing. I'm not getting the word right. They're not getting money for letting you watch stuff. If you're doing it, like, for free, they're not gonna be able to federally charge you as much, but it's still not right. It's still not allowed, technically. Wasn't confirmed? I don't know, confirmed or not confirmed. There's a lot of things that are rumors that people say are confirmed that turn out not to be true. So. Wow, that's awesome, Mark. Fighting a Batman and a Superman tattoo. A lot of real weird ruse of streaming. A lot of people say, obviously, there's a lot of disconnect. A lot of our politicians are older and don't understand how technology works. And technology has moved so quickly that there's a lot of laws that are in place that are not perfect. And people obviously have a right to protect their, like, kind of like the whole DMCA thing, right? People have a right to protect their property, their intellectual or digital property and software, but it's kind of, I don't know. I just feel like there should be a way that won't penalize people for streaming music or highlighting things that, again, like, as long as you're not like completely ripping it off and you're adding your own take to it, it's not like it's going to prevent people from seeing the actual thing and you still getting a profit anyways. It's just weird. If you go to SOTOR page on Twitch, there are some times when someone is streaming the entire Star Wars series. Really, JB? And is it like a account that they've had a long time? Do you think people will go back to the movie theaters? I think movie theaters have been evolving and changing for a long time. When we go to the movie theater, we go to ones that are a little bit more niche. So either like an older, usually you can eat food in the theater, or a smaller, more like luxury movie theater. Again, like it's a smaller theater and there's couches we can lounge back on, put a blanket over, order food. Those have been some of the theaters we've been going to. People are less likely to go to like the movie theater experience we've been raised in because we can just replicate that a lot in our houses. People have better sound systems. They have bigger TVs. They have projectors. They can literally have a movie experience at home and not have to pay that price of a movie theater and pay a ton of money for overpriced popcorn and drinks. Or drive-ins. Yeah, drive-ins died out, but I've heard that they're coming back a little bit. So I think if you just make them different, they won't die out entirety, but I think the reality of what they were for us growing up is definitely changing. I need more Cobra Kai. I know, I definitely have put that on the back burner. I really like Mr. Miyagi. Like, he had some really good lessons. Michael Keaton, that's right. He also was there. Hey, Mikey. You saw Wonder Woman 84 in theaters? That's a rarity. Wait, Michael Keaton was in Spider-Man? Hello, Florent. Hey, Slap. Thank you. I don't think we have a drive-in. There might be one drive-in in my area. Obviously, it's probably more weather dependent. Like, it might be easier for a place to do that that has more mild weather. Pietro Maximoff. I think he's just under a spell. You have a 20-seat movie theater in your house? That's awesome. Yeah, people have literally designated like little movie theaters in their houses. It's actually like, and it's not like it's super expensive to do as long as you have the space. Like typically it's people's basements or something. Like we have a projector. John always has a projector that he sets up. As long as you can have like, obviously the better projector, the easier it will be to display. Like black is really hard. So when you have dark scenes, it cannot come off very well. It's hard to see unless you have a really dark room. Yeah, TVs are a lot cheaper now. Sound systems are a lot cheaper and easier to set up now. And projectors, same thing, are easier to set up. Oh yeah, Michael, he was Birdman. I completely forgot that, apparently. She calls him Pietro, at least Pietro in Wanda Maximoff in the MCU. I know, rip Mr. Miyagi. Pandemic-wise, drive-in theaters are the safest choice. Yeah, exactly. I'll have to look. I don't know if we have any drive-in, but... yeah, they need a revamp a long time. Like, they were doing and it worked, honestly. It worked for a time, but this is before people had really nice TVs. But then once people had easily more access to nicer TVs, they're like, why would I go to a dirty theater, play a lot for popcorn? Like, there's some movies I would definitely want to go to theater, like Star Wars, like those big spectacular kind of movies. Generally, like, really cool explosion scenes, like a Star Wars or Marvel or otherworldly type of things. Like a drama or a you know, real life thing, you can watch that at home. It's not, doesn't need a theatrical experience. She threw herself. She did herself that, yeah. A 3D projector? That's right. They sell like 3D TVs now. That's insane. You think Cobra 2 season 2 got a little lazy? I haven't even finished 1. I know, and I still need the Expanse. Like, listen, these are all things, these are things I'm interested in and I want to do. But there's the reality we're going against is I'm tired a lot. Like, the pandemic makes people a little more tired, and I work full time at a job, so when I come home, I don't have the energy or desire to do recording sometimes. So I've been really enjoying these WandaVisions because I'm pumped. I'm really excited about it. So some of these things I don't have that like initial like excitement are not making me want to like push past that layer of tiredness and a low desire or whatever. So I have all these things I want to react to, and I would love to, but reality is there, and time, and then my main editor's son, you know, he has his own projects he's working on as well. If any of you are interested, by the way, in SCP, I think it's sci-fi creepypasta, he has his own like audiobook. If you're interested, you should check it out. It's SCP Goth. It's on YouTube. Also Spotify and other things. So just giving him a little shout out for that, because he's been the reason that this YouTube channel exists and he edits all my videos. So yeah, believe me, I have all these things I want. I really want to do The Expanse. I want to do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I want to finish Cobra Kai. I want to continue with Star Wars and Marvel. Like, believe me, I want to make more content, but when I'm working full time and then I have other things going on in life, things get in the way. So maybe someday there might be a time, like I'm looking at right now, the possibilities of seeing if I could swing it. Now, obviously that would have to be me looking into other places of securing income, basically, because you know that helps make the world go round and bills have to be paid. So I'm definitely looking into it. Like I definitely enjoy doing this. I enjoy providing this content, and I'm interested in looking more into it and doing this stuff. So know that my heart's in it. But adulting ain't fun sometimes. Yeah. But yes, June, I agree. Quicksilver wouldn't know that, but that's the thing. Like, that is probably him in some ways, but I think he can easily be manipulated. Yeah, by the way, there's Son's channel. If you guys want to check out an audio podcast, he literally creates all the sounds. He does all the voices, creates the story. So if you're really into sci-fi creepypasta, yeah, check out his YouTube channel. I'm going to do a shout out because he's my longtime friend and he edits all the videos for this. So there you go. So yes, I would love to do it. Believe me, JB has been harassing me for a while to do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's a little intimidating coming into something that's so much. Like, let me look up real quick. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has 7 seasons. And it has 22 episodes in seasons 1 through 5. And how long are their episodes? For about 45 minutes long. So these are like... That's a big commitment. And, like, do you think the show is interesting enough if I was to watch one episode that there would be enough going on in there that you would be like, oh, wow, this is a fun reaction to watch. This is interesting. Yeah, I mean, it starts at college. You're an adult. Once you're on your own, you're like, this is the real world. I don't edit any of the videos. Son does. And it depends. Like, sometimes I'm all over the place and sporadic. And he's like, trying to cut up and make it sound good. And then sometimes it's easier and he can just like Clone Wars, bam, 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 easy for him because he knew it like back and forward, right? So it's easy for him to do. He just knows it. But if we start getting into newer content, or especially like these, especially being those longer episodes, that's a lot more time for him to go into and crop and paste. So I think it takes, from what I remember him saying, it probably takes him like 6 hours. I don't know, son. You tell me. Depends on the length of the episode, the length of the show, and how much editing it needs. But yeah, that's a lot of time for one episode. So, I mean, yeah, son edits my stuff. Now, it would be probably a possibility, like, I would have to generate more income if I wanted to hire another editor to, like, fill in the times, like, son wouldn't be able to. Or I'd have to learn it myself, but that would make even more. I'm already, because I already work full-time and I like streaming as well, and I have to react, that would leave me even less time, and especially me being newer. Like, this is with son having done this for the last year, it takes him that long. So me, it would take like twice that long. I've already tried. Listen, I recorded my Witcher episode 1, and I'm like, I am going to edit this. I'm going to try. It has literally been sitting there halfway done because I just keep questioning myself. I'm like, no, this is bad. This is dumb. I'm not doing it right. So it's literally sat in there like probably a third of the way edited, and it's been sitting there forever. So yeah, I'm trying to look into passive incomes. Yes. I mean, part of that is, YouTube kind of has passive in a way because, again, YouTube's income is ads. Also looking into sponsorship things, but you want to make sure when you make the right connections. Like, if I reach out to anybody, I have to have like information to give them. They're like, is this person worth paying and investing this into? So that's generally what people look into in trying to generate income, is through merchandising, through advertisement, through doing sponsorships. I'm trying to look into it. There's not like a lot of information that's like tangible. There's some really general information, and sometimes I feel like I'll need a lot of hand holding to want to step into this thing. It's intimidating, right? It's your life, it's income, it's the way that you are able to do things, and I'm trying. I'm interested. It's something I'm certainly interested in, but yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, exactly. With all these new Marvel shows coming up, like right now, I know I'm only putting out like one episode a week with WandaVision, and then maybe one extra. No, it's not a secret. My full-time job, I'm just an office coordinator at a mental health, a healthcare facility, like an outpatient center, dealing with mental health, primary care, substance abuse disorders. Also provides housing. So I deal with just like front-end stuff. I schedule clients, interact with clients, talk to them on the phone, deal with billing stuff a little bit, order supplies, deal with vendors of the building and maintenance of the building, like making sure people come and repair and make things are working. So that's what I do. It's not like my dream job. It's a stable job, right? There's jobs, and then there's occupations or careers or whatever. So it pays the bills. Bye, Bumble. Take care. Yeah, and then, so Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. might be something I do someday. I just avoid it right now because I'm like, there's a possibility someday I could get to it. Just like I haven't watched The Expanse. I haven't finished The Witcher. And I haven't watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I'm like, maybe someday. Hey, Sebastian. Yeah, I know it's not Twitch. Who's Grace Randolph? It sounds familiar, but I'm not familiar. In New York City, sorry, but that does not seem like a place that for me. Too busy, too much, really expensive, tiny living. It'd be cool to visit, but she did not eat her kids. Oh my gosh. Maybe they could. Thank you, Michael. Prop culture? Ooh, is that talking about props? That would be awesome. Where do you see this? No, I mean, it's a very general job. I mean, there's titles for anything. That's just my title, but that's essentially what it is. Like, front desk, staff person, but also, like, I staff the office. Deal with schedules. Oh, Grace Randolph is one of those users that leaks BSM for the sake. I would never want to do that. I specifically, and Sun typically agrees with me, like, we don't like clickbait. Like, we don't try to do, like, on YouTube, you have to kind of have a sense of having a title that makes people want to come. They're like, oh, this is the stuff I'm looking for. Like, we don't try to do clickbait titles. We do things that are genuine to the content we're providing. And I also don't like to spread rumors, because rumors easily change, and there are rumors that are damaging and hurtful for people. I don't want to be that environment for folks. I'm fine talking about theories and interesting things, but I don't want to feed into this, can sometimes become toxic or a drama realm. So if other people can make a living off of that, I mean, that's okay, but I think it's good to kind of take a step back and make sure, are you doing this for the right reasons? Do you know the effect you're making? That sort of thing. I'll see. We have 2 more episodes. I'll watch 2 more and see, because that might be the way they're going. It might not. David, thank you so much. Wow, thank you. I appreciate that tip you offered. Keep up the good content. Just straight up with that. I appreciate that. I want to make good content. I want to be entertaining when I do live streams and stuff on Twitch. I'm a little bit silly. I always want to have a genuine persona and presence. That's who I am and what I want to offer to people. You watching AOC someday will be like you getting into the Clone Wars. It'll be fine. Start whenever, even if it's years from now. That's true. It's never too late. Just like Star Wars. There have been people who have been fans of it for years. And then there's people that are like, lady, oh no, I'm like, she's farting. She's eating the fart toy. What are you doing? Are you eating the fart toy? As a reference, because my poop pillow is so popular on Twitch, you guys don't always see it when I'm doing YouTube because I'm sitting. But I got a little baby one. It's a rainbow unicorn. Because you all have to have a little bit of a childness in your... Anyways, there you go. Just for your presence. Yeah. So again, like, I have mixed feelings on clickbait. I don't like spoiler, like, same thing with thumbnails. Like, you're doing spoilers or you're bringing people in, specifically also when you're like focusing on a topic that is controversial or drama stemmed. I stay away from that, and I actually find them actually quite damaging. How people think. There's a lot of people, and we talk about this in my Discord and my YouTube, my Twitch channel too. How it can be damaging because there is a lot of people, especially people who grew up with this environment. It kind of changed the way you think or get information. If you're just getting information from YouTubers or just from these random articles that are just getting it for clicks or drama and going with that, because we all are interested in it for sure, but then you need to branch out and not just be very narrow-minded into this one thing, because we know that's how you generate revenue on YouTube, through views and clicks, and that's part of that. So I understand why they do that, but I don't like what it turns into. So it's just a mixture. I did, Ed. Yeah, and that has nothing to do. It's the time thing. We kind of talked about it, but I'm interested in finishing it. I just like Resistance. I don't like when I stop in the middle of something. I don't foresee me coming back to Resistance for making reactions. But Cobra Kai, enough people were interested. They were getting enough views that I would continue doing them. I at least want to finish season 1. I don't know if I can keep going with all the seasons because I have all the Marvel stuff I want to continue. I'm more interested in that. There's more where that came from. No. I got it. So on Twitch, I have something called Stream Gifts, which is basically it's private for both sides. Just allows people to gift things off a wish list. And I put this on a list because, again, I forgot that it had the fart sound effect. I mostly liked it because it was a cute little happy poop. Yeah. Oh, hey, Louise. Yeah, WandaVision, though. We've been here for 2 hours. Yeah, I'll probably be wrapping up. And not... yeah, I can go another half an hour. I have to go to the store. Oh, that's the baby. And again, a lot of it's like, it's not always even representing of who the person is, although a lot of the time it certainly feels like that. We can never really know, again, we can never really know what these people are like. I try to be genuine, but I'm sure there's something, we always have some layer that protects us in it's private life. And some of these people, yeah, that's very much like the role they're playing. Like, so it does reflect a little bit, obviously, that actions reflect your character. But again, like, it's sad. It's also kind of like they kind of got themselves in this hole where they're expectant and they built their community and their channel off of this, that they kind of have to roll with it because their life depends on it in a way. Like their income, their job depends on it. They can, now that's not to say that they can't turn a new leaf, they can't evolve and change, be like, you know what, I kind of want to step away from this and go from that. But there's always going to be those people. Say the line, Zell. I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/Zell, XELLLE. Yeah. I have not watched Star Trek yet. I have seen the new Star Trek movies. I've watched intermittent episodes. I did grow up watching a little bit of Star Trek Generation, where 7 of 9 was in it. I saw when Patrick Stewart was captain, and I also saw the woman captain. I'm like having flashbacks. You know, those I'm completely forgetting. Anyways, those are the Star Treks I've kind of seen. Yoda commits a mass shooting. No, that sounds terrible, Connor. What's the point of being grown up if you can't be childish sometimes? I truly believe in being a child at heart, for sure. Like, I think if you're... I mean, people who generally who are fans of these fandoms are usually understanding of that. But who's to say, who are we to categorize things? Same thing, like, who do we categorize things for girls or for boys or for old or young? Like, if you like something, you like something. We don't need to necessarily say you can't do this. Like, you can't play what, like, an old person thing. Was it shuffleboard? Like, if you like it when you're younger, play it. Just because you might typically see retired people playing it in a group home doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. Oh, she's such the baby. Gillian Jacobs, Britta. Yeah, Britta on Community. Yeah, Next Generation and Voyager. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Janaway. Yep, thank you. Yeah, I remember Doctor... I watched, I think, Patrick Stewart. That's when they had Reading Rainbow. That guy with his visor. And then you had the really pale alien guy, I think was the Doctor. He kind of reminds me of, like, he's an android, I think. He kind of reminds me of C-3PO. I'm probably not. I don't know. That's kind of... I don't know why I have that comparison. Picard was decent. Not great, not bad. Preferred it over Discovery. LeVar Burton, thank you. Yeah. Guy makes Overwatch references? Elon Musk? Yeah, I mean... Yeah, that's another story, but just saying, like, it's totally... Or you see all these actors now, they're playing, like, tabletop games. Like, people in the past would probably be like, that's kid stuff, don't play games. I'm like, psh, what? Keep your creativity alive and socialize with your friends? Like, just because you're, like, playing make-believe. Data, yeah. I was gonna say that, but then I kept thinking about Data. Wasn't there also a Data from the Goonies, right? I already did watch Community. It is amazing. I watched that. Like, I started it like a few months back. That I love gosh. The duo. I love their relationship. They're so funny. Isaac from Orville is more like C-3PO. He's like Data. Oh, okay. Picard the show, not the character. Finale made me... Oh. What are my plans for the future? there are things I'm toying with. I would love to, like I said, I'd love to, something I'm looking at right now is to find another job or have my job be part-time so that I can try to devote more time for making more content, just to dabble in it, see if I'm able to sustain that for half my income. If not, I'm interested in working in a science field. My degree is in biology, and I'd like to work on conservation or wildlife, or it's really, I like more things in nature with animals and that sort of thing, and using some of those techniques. So that's where I'd like, if I would think about a certain field, I'd like to do work. But Troy and Orbit in the morning. Yeah. Yes, I love them. Yeah, exactly. I think it's actually, actors are comfortable and familiar because they do some great stuff. There's a lot of voice actors or literally actors who do D&D or tabletop games because you are creating a character, you are playing a character, and you are consistent with that character. That's something I'm not good at. It'd be fun to do, but you have to practice. Magneto or Charles Xavier. It's hit and miss with Star Trek. Yeah, that's funny. I hear a lot of people who use Star Trek as their go-to-sleep show. Nothing against it, but I've seen Galaxy Quest. I love Galaxy Quest. That's hilarious. Yeah. I've heard the Orville is good. I think it's on a streaming channel I don't have. I've seen a little bit of Stargate SG-1. I've never seen Battlestar Galactica. Older Star Trek shows, even The Next Generation, definitely have a lot more filler episodes. Their season 2 finale was legit just a recap. I watched some Farscape. Any Farscape fans out there? I finished season 1 at least. I think I got halfway through season 2. Son made me watch that. I know it's very much a cult fandom because it's can be bizarre. But there's actually some really cool elements in there that I think sci-fi fans should appreciate. I would not go to Mars and grow potatoes. There would have to be a legit, sustainable, long community, long-term, stable community for me to want to go there. It sounds terrifying. It's on Hulu. Oh, of course, yeah. You saw it on TV for free? Well, lucky you, Corel. How lucky. You watched the whole series a few times? Ayo! Farscape is bread and butter. There we go, son. We got some Farscape fans here. That's awesome. Like I said, I haven't finished it, but there's some like really good stuff in there. And they really harnessed using puppetry and stuff, which I think Star Wars fans would appreciate, obviously. Yep. Any thoughts of X-Men coming to MCU? Which character do you want to see in the MCU the most? Oh, yeah. I mean, I would love to see Wolverine. I would love to see Hugh Jackman. I think the Phoenix would be terrifying. I'd love to see her versus Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange. I mean, I don't know her character enough. I didn't see the last couple X-Men movies. I've heard the Dark Phoenix movie was not great, but I'm going to see it for myself some point. If it's, I don't think it's on. Yeah, the only X-Men movies they have on Marvel on Disney Plus is X-Men Apocalypse, X-Men Days of Future Past, the Wolverine, X2, and X-Men. I don't think they don't have the others. Oh, you have to have CBS All Access, and now they have like the Peacock for The Office. Sad day. You want to find aliens? Would I take a tourist trip flying around the moon? Again, if it has been deemed safe and other people have done it, yes. I'm not a big risk taker, so I'd want to make sure it's safe. Farscape is on Amazon. Yeah, it's fun. Just go into it with like, it's an older, like it, obviously their effects are from that time period, but the story is good. They have some really interesting storylines and interesting characters and character development. Really remnant in that sci-fi genre, so. I've never seen the Orville, so I can't speak on that. Peacock is literally, I think, months new. Is it NPC? NBC? Same with Legends of Tomorrow, The Flash, and Gotham. All I saw on free TV. I don't even have a way to, in America, I think you need like an antenna, or you need to have cable TV, which I have none. We just have a TV and streaming services. I know, Will, who is this engineer? I'm down for Reed Richards. I've heard things about Orphan Black. I tried watching it and I wasn't initially interested, but... Oh, nobody watches CW network shows. They're so melodramatic. I mean, CW has always been melodramatic. Wasn't Smallville CW? That wasn't so bad. Wasn't Supernatural CW? Man, I'm a Supernatural fan. I need to keep watching it, but... Supernatural. We all love Sam and Dean. Sam and Dean, those actors need to come into the Star Wars or Marvel universe. Yeah. You loved Orphan Black, Michael? Or Bowman? It's weird calling you Michael, but I can call you Michael. Yeah, Orphan Black. That's on... Is that also Amazon? I would definitely accept the risk. Dying in space would be worth it. I mean, I heard that it's not as quick as they say. I don't know. You just watched... What? Oh, you saw it on Disney Plus? It's... Yeah, we probably just don't have it yet. Okay. Yeah, different areas. Fox nerfed the Dark Phoenix saga twice in a decade. I don't think Marvel will do the same. They do it better. Because now they have the rights. Yeah. Watch the first episode of Electric Dreams on Amazon, even if it's just one episode. JB, what are you getting myself into? Sad that it's over. Sad. I think I stopped on season 9. But man, I love Castiel. I think that was a season I was watching where he was up in heaven a lot and all these angels were like not very nice. I don't know. It's very Rust, but I haven't seen past that, but I need to keep watching. You heard space smells. Are we even able to smell in space? Are we talking about... Oh, Vampire Diaries is good? I haven't seen either. Oh, Peacock's NPC. Yep. So many shows, so many good things. I loved What Happened to Monday. I did watch What Happened to Monday, and I did like that, so... It's Black Mirror for Amazon. Oh, no. Black Mirror really gets you tripped. Wait, you heard it? You haven't seen this for yourself, JB? You don't even need to pay for Peacock? What? Are you kidding? It's been free all this time? No way. NBC loves their money. They're getting all that money from... Get started. It's $5 a month. That is pretty cheap. They have Parks and Rec too. I already watched Parks and Rec. I love it. If you guys haven't seen Parks and Rec, it's amazing. Oh my gosh. Peacock has tiers. Oh my gosh. Hey, Fortino. Free with ads, you guess? Depends. I'm sure it depends. I gotta use the restroom. I'm down to chat a bit more, but gots to go to the bathroom. So everyone's favorite chair stream. I'll be right back. guys behaving? Okay. Hello, Pooch, chair friend. My hair is so foofy. Poopilla's not very talkative today. Yeah, same with Penny. Okay. Don't talk about Dolores. She is, away. Super crazy, hello! So what were we talking about? We were talking about, there's so, that's really the issue, is there's so many interesting things out there. Some days I just want to come home and watch, like, stupid, like, reality shows. Sometimes there's good ones, sometimes there's not. Sometimes, like, if there's content I really want to pay attention to, then you want to devote the attention to it. And a lot of time I will watch shows as a multitask, like if I'm playing a game on the side and I'm like kind of watching, that might be like more chill comedy sort of thing. So many streaming, yeah, there's so many streaming services, so we are, you know, accessing the ones that have the most content we're interested in. You glad I wasn't mic'd? Heroes? Yeah, I love Heroes. Yeah, I did see 30 Rock. Yeah, David, I was hesitant at first. But it's a different kind of feel than Park and Recs is probably closer remnants to Office feel. I don't know why. The 30 Rock comedy is a little bit different, but it is interesting and I like it. Hero season 1 and 2 were so good, especially season 1. I almost want to rewatch it. But again, like there's things like I don't watch The Bachelor. No, I dabbled in it, but I haven't recently. Not really. Thou shalt not evoke the name of Dolores. Yeah. Oh yeah, growing up you only had 4 channels. Yeah, like when I was in school, like we had like there's like channel 12, channel 49. That was just my local TV. So I would watch like PBS or OPB Kids, and so there'd be I watched Barney a lot growing up because I didn't have cable, so he was on in the morning or after school whenever I'd watch. And then I probably watched some cartoon shows. I watched Recess a lot. Rugrats. Trying to think of other shows that were like on. Just it depended on when I watched TV. Hey, new master, thank you. Oh, watching was the races. Yeah, that's pretty much your thing, Corel. Hello to Peru. Cats sleep on average 16 to 20 hours a day, last I remember. I started watching 30 Coins in HBO Max with subtitled Spanish Contemporary Oculate Theory. Wow. Interesting. If Parks and Rec and Office had a baby, it would be 30 Rock. I guess so. You have the box set for Heroes? Awesome. Oh, they were made. Oh, Parks and Rec was made by the same creators as The Office. That's right. I also watched. So Greg Daniels is the kind of the main person who brought The Office US version in. He has this new show called It's on Amazon. I watched Upload. It's called Upload. It's actually interesting. It's different like those other stuff, but it's a comedy. It's basically like it's about when you die, before you die, you could upload your consciousness into the cloud, into these different things. And if you have, obviously it costs money, so when you go in there, it costs money to like buy like specialty surfs and stuff. So it generally, obviously, like the nicer places is good if you have the money to sustain it by somebody outside in the real world, or you come in and you have a whole bunch of money in savings. But yeah, so if you're interested in that upload, I watched that because Greg Daniels, who created The Office US, yeah. I never had Popeyes. Dexter's Lab, yeah. Tom and Jerry's. 99 channels, yeah. Well, I grew up in the 90s. I'm a 1990 born baby. So. Oh, Aubrey Plaza in Parks and Rec? Yeah, no, she's great. And then, yeah, the fact that Chris Pratt, who's Star-Lord in Marvel, he was just supposed to be a short appearance on Parks and Rec, but then he did so well, and he was, like, really funny, like kind of improvised, that they kept him on as a main cast, because he was really popular. Peter Petrelli was your favorite character? I did not watch Real Monsters, no. Rugrats Watermelon Seas episode? I don't remember that one. I do like Cad Bane. Hello, Cad Bane. I'm not going to say anything otherwise. I have not watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We kind of went over that a little bit. What is it that you were describing? I don't know. Yeah, I didn't really watch Scrubs or The Big Bang Theory. I know The Big Bang Theory was really poppin', but I just didn't watch it. It wasn't on a channel that I had easy access to, and then by the time it was on a service I could access, I lost interest. I thought the ending was good. The Mandalorian. The Newsroom, yes. Okay, I recommend The Newsroom. The writer, I think it's Saoirse, right? Who's same writer who did West Wing. I need to watch West Wing because I like The Newsroom so much. I'm so sad that they didn't continue it. But, gosh, what's the main actor in that show? He does so good. There's a lot of good people in that show, but no, Jeff Daniels is excellent. I know we're jumping around a lot of shows, guys, but thanks for sticking in. Upload is on Amazon Prime. In the US. I can't say what's going to be access. Yeah, Upload is Amazon Prime. You can access it with a Prime description. Yeah, I'm 31. Ah, I'm 31. Basically, whatever year it is, I'm that. At the end. So next year I'll be 32. 2022. I've seen Space Force, yeah. I didn't like it much, but I did. It grew on me more. It was small, shorter. Oh, Aaron Sorkin. Thank you. I got him mixed up. I love his fast-paced dialogue, and it really makes my brain happy because I'm able to keep following it. Yeah, Upload. It's pretty interesting. I did, but yeah, Hiro Nakamura. Yatta! Yeah, I love him. He was one of my favorites too. Save the Cheerleader, Save the World. And January birthday. Yeah. Well, yeah, but you probably still experience some of those shows. You're losing interest with The Boys. I kind of got a little bit less interested this season, a little bit. But it's probably because it scares me a little bit. Remember not to spam. Oh, that's funny. You only just noticed that, Corel? But yeah, Jeff Daniels is amazing. That's right. I forgot that Greg Daniels did Space Force too, but I did like that. I'm a huge Steve Carell fan. Like, I'm watching Office Ladies right now. It's a podcast going over each episode, and they will constantly reference like Steve Carell, how talented he is, how good he was just on like He's really good at improv comedy, obviously, but we've seen him do really good, like, serious and more drama scenes. So, yeah. I have not watched Rift Tracks, no. Both. Oh, he's talking about Lando, the driver. The Office is like my go-to comfort show. I just love The Office. I grew up. I actually did not watch it when it was like on TV, probably until the very end. But I've watched it like 4 times through before it went, and I watched the most recent right before it went over to Peacock. But we're talking about any show in general right now. Oh, Steve Carell and Bruce Almighty was hilarious. Yeah. I really, one movie I always reference when I like his more serious role, I think it's Dan in Real Life, where he's just a dad, a single dad with kids, and it's just basically talking about the struggles of that and trying to adjust. He does a really good job. It's more of a serious role. But yeah, I'm a Steve Carell fan. Feels like TVs and movies are on the decline. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think series shows, TV, if you're talking about TVs, yes. Streaming services are where it's at. And I think TV shows, series are more popular than movies. Because then people can pop in, watch an episode, or they can binge it. You have a friend who is in Dan in Real Life. That's awesome. I think when I would imagine when they're saying TV, like your normal like sitcom or shows that you find on the TV, like you don't have those shows. Like when Heroes was on, as an example, you were like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be on at 7 o'clock on channel 12. I have to make sure to get home by 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock so that I can see the show as it plays out with the ads and the commercials in between, right? Now we're like, oh my gosh, they're releasing this on the streaming service, and they might have all the episodes out, or they might release them weekly. So yeah, TV shows are definitely where it's at. Like Game of Thrones was like, you know, I feel like Breaking Bad was like the last really big popular show that was on TV that everyone was watching and knew about. And then Game of Thrones was like the first major TV show on streaming services that everyone watched and knew about. Now there's so many streaming services, so many good shows, that I don't feel like there's one niche show that people from different backgrounds will all talk about, because there's so much, right? Lost, I did watch Lost. I didn't watch it consistently while I was on TV, but I watched a decent amount of it on TV. I haven't finished it still. It's a really confusing show. Yeah. Short form storytelling is kind of catching up to movies in terms of interesting audience in general. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Blue. That's fair. I think people like kind of that. I personally enjoy, I feel like there's a lot more wiggle room to understand. If you're trying to create a world, like these stories, like the shows are really beneficial for things like Star Wars and Marvel, because they have a lot more room to work with to get this character development in that maybe feels like you're left hanging in the movies, right? But if you're doing if you're just telling one story and you don't really need to know a ton of backstory, or you don't need to know what the future outcome, or maybe the story is that short where they're dead at the end, you can get by with telling a short story in a movie, and it's wonderful and beautiful, and that's perfectly fine. So I think in the fandom sense, long-term drawn-out fandom series are a lot more successful. I feel like you can connect to them a lot easier because you just can get more time in. I did not watch The Good Doctor. It looked interesting. I was intrigued by it, but I didn't have access to the network. Seasons of Lost, I got to the part where they got to the other community, to the part where they're on the other side of the island or whatever was this town, and they were doing all sort of sneaky business, and then I think I kind of drifted off after that, after they were kind of in that community for a bit and there was weird stuff going on. Yeah. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, I don't think many people will disagree with that comment, but you can't say that Game of Thrones wasn't a good show, because you can't chalk up the ending as being the entirety. Not long ago, when the streaming first got popular, a lot of critics were saying this is the golden age of TV. Yeah. Yeah. No, I really, like I said, I really liked Breaking Bad. I didn't watch it at first, but John, my husband, watched it and loved it, so I started watching it. And because the acting is so well done, and I love shows that do really good character development, because again, that helps you relate with them a lot more. So while yes, I wasn't intrigued by the content of meth, they're showing the complexities of it in this reality and the changing of people and how it affects people. Umbrella Academy, yeah, I kind of just watched I just think I kind of finished season 2, but I enjoy it. I enjoy parts of it, but it's not a show I'm like, ee, like excited about, you know? So I think it's good. Oh no, I have mixed feelings about that movie, Alex. Exactly, yeah, Thunder, exactly. We don't have enough time, so only so many hours we could watch. And there's just so many good, epic, cinematic, or good story shows out there. We're just stretched too thin. That's why I'm like, I love all these things that I haven't seen and I'm interested in it, but I don't have the time or energy to watch them. Because there's something else new coming out around the corner that I'm more interested in, you know? I didn't watch it, but it's about animals. Well, yeah, I'm not a fan of chemical drugs either, but it's something that we deal with in our world and reality, and again, that's not the focus. They know they're not going to make a movie talking about, oh yeah, let's use meth. They're just talking about the drug world, and the story is more about the characters anyways. I am, actually, Hamster, I did watch. Somebody was able to share that somebody had uploaded on YouTube the Crystal Crisis arc. So I did watch and react to that episode. Son will get to editing it at some point. I do like zombie movies. One of my favorite zombie movies we watched recently was... I like The Walking Dead show. I am trying to get back into it. I like 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later. I'd like Dawn of the Dead. Do you consider I Am Legend a zombie movie? I can't remember what those creatures were considered. So, we're talking about a lot of shows, Joseph. We're just chilling and chatting and talking about everything. The Umbrella Academy is a show on Netflix. It's based off a comic, graphic novel, right? Kind of like The Walking Dead. Yeah, attention span is too short for shows that drop seasons at a time. Yeah. There's some shows that I'm like really drawn to though, that I'm like happy for. You wish they would make a sequel 28 weeks later? Yeah, maybe. 28 months later. So what's the next new bingeable show? I don't even begin to know what to tell you. I couldn't get into the society. I tried. Thank you. I made the cannon mask. Oh, he was a sniper in 28 Weeks Later. That's right. I think I need to watch that one. I did watch Disney Gallery The Mandalorian. I did. Yep. Oh, thank you, Rahit. Thank you so much. I hope I said your name wrong. All right. I hope you said your name right. I think they're gonna make... It's not a comic, Mom. It's a graphic novel. There is a difference. I think they consider The Walking Dead a graphic novel, not a comic, per se. The way they lay them out. I think the media, the way they print it, right? I like the Umbrella Academy, but hated their 2019 was not like ours. They didn't have computers, cell phones. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Let me see. Let me look at my Netflix real quick. I'm pretty sure I left off. They still have Deegan. What's his name? Hold on. Oh, shh. That's the thing. Netflix always has like autoplay on. I think I could probably turn that off. I'm on season 8, episode 2, apparently. That's where I left off. I just started Behind Your Eyes. Is it good, Jim? The Walking Dead is a comic. It's published in issues and then they are collected in collections. Okay, thanks, Bowman. I don't know the specific. Graphic novels originates as books, not as a series or a single issue. Oh. I did finish the Clone Wars. For the most part, there's still some unfinished episodes I haven't, but I did finish the Clone Wars in entirety. Yes. Well, I mean, Blue, same thing for Game of Thrones. If there's no real threat and no one really dies, same thing, like, you need to have some sort of threat and worry that somebody's actually gonna die. Otherwise, you're like, oh, they have, what's that called? When they're like, they're protected because you're a character and you're like, you're not gonna die or bad things won't happen to you because you're a main character and we know not to fear your death. Well, Game of Thrones throws that out the window real quick. And I think The Walking Dead was doing that too because they were trying to plot armor, exactly. So they were kind of showing you like, you should be scared that this person could die because we've done it before and we'll do it again. So as disappointing as losing a character would be, like there's a particular character that we lost on The Walking Dead. Well, obviously quite a bit, but a particular one I liked a lot. That made me really sad. But don't talk about any more deaths in The Walking Dead. I know there is more to come and I'm clearly behind. So be careful what you talk about. Oh, 28 months later was actually something they were looking to do? Huh. Oh, well, I'm glad you like it, Krill. But Jim, I just started Behind Her Eyes. That's so interesting. I'm still getting into it. I don't know yet how I feel about it, but if you recommend it, I'll keep going. Oh, that's fair, Blue. You just said that's exactly why I didn't. By chance, are you a fan of the Fallout series? Should they make it a TV show? I think that could be cool. This is coming from, I've only played a little bit of Fallout 4. I know. Yell at me all you want. I didn't play the original Fallout. I didn't play New Vegas, which is a lot of people's favorite. Bye, Soccer. Take care. Have fun. Oh, yeah. Pedro Pascal as Joel. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for Bad Batch. Of course, I'm excited for all the new Star Wars stuff coming out, all the Marvel stuff coming out. It's going to be cool either way. I've been pleased with what they've been bringing us. And I'm in for a fun ride. I'm not going into it with like expectations or stories or whatever. I'm in it to have fun and be entertained. So we'll see. We'll see what we're in for. Did you ever? I did play The Force Unleashed. We actually played it, I think, on YouTube. Didn't we play it on YouTube? But yeah, Star Killer. Cool character. Time to grill. Yum. Oh yeah, I did play season 2 of Walking Dead already, right? I think I'm on season 3 now. Oh, thanks, Mildred. Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, if you guys like this, a lot of my streams on Twitch have been this lately, so I do them because I enjoy them, and I think it's good. It's a good social and dialoguing for us. It's especially good in quarantine when we're like, I'm stuck at home. Where's all my friends? And even if you don't, like, it's still, quarantine or not, this is a social outlet for me, so. Season 3, you meant? I did not read Dark Death Troopers yet. No, I am in the middle of. I talked a little bit about the High Republic a couple weeks ago. What? Hold on, I'm messaging John. Still think you don't know English, but I always use subtitles to understand, and I like your opinion reaction to things. Oh, hello! Buenos dias? ¿Cómo estás? Hablo español. Poquito hablo español? I'm still trying to learn, but, I don't know. Getting subtitles is a little bit more complex than I realized. You have to, like, write the transcribe. Like, you have to transcribe them, I think. Yeah. I'm excited to see the transition of the Republic into the Empire on a soldier level. You know what I mean? Of the Republic into the Empire on a soldier. Yeah. No, I think that's very cool, Joseph. I think that's very true. We obviously are very always Jedi Force user centric. We get remnants of the other characters, but it's more focused on them. So I think it would be cool to see from their perspective. I've not seen Howard the Duck show. I know Baby Grogu. Yeah, I keep forgetting that Echo is technically part of that, so that'll be an extra layer of excitement. You want to buy Sam Witwer all the beers? JB wants to do a lot more than that. Hey, Tobey Maguire fans, represent! Whoop whoop! Live action Star Killer could be legit. I'm fine with them. I'm down. I'm digging if they want to do what MCU's doing, where you can have multi-dimensions and have, if you don't want to make it canon, you could say it's another possibility, and still make Force Unleashed a canon in just a different realm and dimension. Why not? Hey, Joseph, appreciate it. Thank you. I don't know about that. Dare for nothing, really. #1 most popular star on IMDb. I mean, the internet's capable of things, but I wouldn't go that far. I love The Good Place. Rohit, I love The Good Place. Very good show. Yeah. It might be about that time for me to pop off and go to the store and wrap up the stream. I don't know if I believe that, Pluto. Yeah, no, I think that's really interesting too, David. Yeah. Yeah. Have you read the comments, Michael, or just watching from the movie perspective, you enjoyed him as Spider-Man? I mean, I definitely enjoy, like, Tom Holland's younger feeling Peter Parker. Toby definitely felt a lot more mature and older Peter, but I still liked his rendition of it. Take care. Thank you. It's legacy canon, however, they've been known to incorporate bits. Exactly. We have seen there's multiple times in Star Wars, characters have said there's always a little truth to those legends. I think that's a hint that you can always get truth out of those. They might adjust it a little bit to fit, because there's some things that are directly contradicting, but not as much as you might think. If Bully Maguire shows up, anyways, before this takes a turn, I think we get enough of that. But yeah, I think I'll wrap the stream. Almost 3.5 hours. It's a YouTube stream. Like I said, here's the plug. I normally stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/Zell, XELLLE. Even if you search Zell, I'm one of the ones that pop up. I don't know if that's just my browser or whatever. Anyways, that's my Twitch stream. Twitch, if you're not familiar, is one of probably the 3 most common live streaming, at least in America. There's YouTube, there's Twitch, and there's Facebook gaming. So yeah, they have their own mobile app. If you watch YouTube on mobile, Twitch has that as well. Or you can watch it on a browser, or they have an app for the PC as well. So you're able to chat just like this, emotes, all that. So if you're interested in seeing some of my live streams, you can go ahead and see it there. It's free, same thing, all that jazz. So 3 more hours. No, I gotta go to store, get food, make a dish, do some little bit of cleaning. If I search Zell, the second recommended page is Sam Whitmer's. Coincidence? I think not. Hey, Sam Whitwer, if you want to have a chit-chat, dialogue, I'm all about it. I don't know. I don't know if I would be able to talk too much to him. I don't know if I'd have a lot to say. Okay, you have our attention. About Thrawn, yeah. A lot of work to do. Thank you. Thank you, Sidekick. Gracias. Appreciate it, guys. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, yeah, 3 L's, XELLLE. Oops, sorry, I touched the poo. Yeah. So if you want, I've done 8-hour streams on Twitch, but I do have plans today. That's why I can't. So I know you lose your mind, JB. I don't think I have anything to offer that Sam Whitmer doesn't already have. So yeah. Anywho, thanks so much, guys. I appreciate all your support, just being here and chatting, watching the videos, upvoting, subscribing, commenting, all those jazzes, like on all my socials. Appreciate it. Like, those are just showed me, I'm like, hey, people are interested. I'm doing something that people enjoy and like. That gives me motivation to keep going. I enjoy this just for doing it, but I ultra like doing it because there's people that like to watch. So otherwise I'd just be sitting here talking to myself, talking about nothing. Yeah, I guess I'll go because I could just keep ranting on forever. So woohoo! All right, have a good day, make good choices, and I'll see ya next week. Bye.